Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and Twitch. We are finally back, not for the group stage, but this time around for the semi-finals of the European Spring Split 2020 of PUBG Mobile Club Open. Welcome to the Big Boy Desk. I'm Big Boy Maxman, joined today by Facecam of Big Boy Imperium. How's it going?
Well, it'd be better if I muted myself.
I was like, man, no.
Well, here's the thing, I'm not used to kind of being on webcam, so this is, well, in this situation anyway, I'm used to showing my face, but this is it. Day one of the semi-finals, Max. This is where kind of we've dropped 8 teams. We told them to get out of here. They unfortunately didn't make it. Now it's up to these 24 teams over the next 4 days to battle it out to see who is going to qualify for the finals. That is going to, of course, be the top 16 teams.
Who is going to be qualifying? Who will be the top 16 best teams in all of Europe on PUBG Mobile this year in Spring Split 2020? We'll be checking that one out. But what I say is that for you guys that aren't too sure what the hell happened in the group stage, you missed it. Why that happened, I don't know what the hell you were doing. You might want to recheck the VOD reviews, but myself and Imperium, we're here to take you through what happened for the past 1 week. Let's go and check out the standings, and currently we're going to be checking out what the top 16 teams were in the group stage, and you can see that a few teams were definitely dominating the scene.
Yeah, of course, next, ending in first, PMCO Esports 2 points behind. What was really interesting is that actually Next scored their worst set of games on the last day in the group stage, but they still did enough to finish up in first place, and PMCO were just as consistent as ever. Only 1 chicken dinner, Red Reserve down in 4th with 2 chicken dinners. You can see for itself. And then the likes of Goskilla, MVP, 2 teams that, to be honest, as well as Elevate, a little bit disappointed in. I expected all those 3 teams to be in the top 10 after the group stage.
Yeah, a lot of the teams here doing really damn good. A few teams we thought would have made it up there, Elevate. Yeah. We thought that they'll be getting up there a lot faster, at least in the top 16, and they only remain in 14th position. So I hope the group stage was just a really big learning curve for this team to make it through and go, hopefully, even harder and stronger in the start of the semi-finals as we kick this one off today. Let's go check out, though, unfortunately, Imperium, the few teams that will not be making their way back to PMCO for this spring split. We got 5 teams that did not make it out, and yeah, we'll have to see you later, hopefully in full split.
Yeah, of course. Unfortunate for those teams, but I just want to focus on the fact that it was still so close for the teams that did just about qualify. Like, look at GSMC in 24th, the same points as Team Push in 25th, but only won out on the 2 extra kills that they got over Team Push. And that's where kill points do matter so much, not just in your overall kind of points, but the fact that you can be toe-to-toe with the team, and that can be the difference maker. And then the likes of Team Legend, Accelerate, both had some fantastic results when they needed to, but I do know from talking to those 2 teams, they will heavily want to pick it up, because if it's the same after the semifinals, the teams down in the bottom half from the group stage wouldn't have qualified. So it's something that those teams will definitely be thinking about.
So, real quick recap of the teams that did not qualify. Team Push, Czech Yakuza, B2B Limitless, CIA Squad, back-to-back, the Red Team and Team Attila are out for the count, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of them in the future. Right now we're going to finally focus on the semi-finals. What are the groups? Which teams are facing versus which teams consistently throughout the entirety of the semi-finals? We'll be checking this one out, and ladies and gentlemen, here are the current groups of the semi-finals for the European region. Here you have it, Group A, Group B, and Group C. All groups, of course, extremely stacked with the top 24 teams in all of the region and ready to face off against each other in an epic showdown battle.
Yeah, and what is a little bit interesting, it doesn't really matter, right? Because all teams face off against each other the same amount of times, but they've done the ranking for each group on kind of first in Group A, second in Group B, third in Group C, but then 4th in Group C. It's like a snake formation, and I think it's different. It's interesting. I much prefer it than what we've seen in the past, where top 8 in Group A, the second 8 in Group B, and then the bottom 8 in Group C. I think it adds a little bit more predictability in some of the games.
Yeah, so basically it goes like ABC, CBA, ABC, CBA. It goes like that throughout the 24 teams, and that's how they split them up between these 3 groups. But now that we know the groups, you know a little bit what's going to be happening, you maybe memorize them. You better memorize them, or otherwise I'm coming... no, I'm not going to... That was going to be something illegal, so I won't go for that just yet, okay? But I'll do something very bad if you don't memorize it. We'll go over real quick the schedule of the day and see how this is going to be coming. So for the very first day of the semi-finals, we're only going to have 3 matches, so you know what? Tencent, PUBG Mobile being really nice on me and Imperium, giving us a little bit more time at night to do whatever we want, to play some games off PUBG Mobile. But 3 games coming your way. Of course, they're all going to be of Erangel. And in the order of Group A versus Group B, then A versus C, and then finally it's going to be B versus C.
Yeah, and of course that's going to be... Well, you can look at it both ways, but it could be advantage for the teams in Group A because they kind of play 2 games in a row and then they relaxed it. Group B has it in some way worse because they have to have a break in between. Although if you have a bad result after the first game, you can use those 25-30 minutes to kind of collect your thoughts, communicate as a team, kind of iron out a couple of issues, and then go into game 3 with a refreshed set with a refreshed mindset, and that's something I could play into a factor. It's also really interesting of the fact that we're having each team is playing all Erangel today, and the teams that perform the best and worst in Erangel in the group stages could make for some interesting results coming into these into tonight's games.
And also the fact that all these games are on Erangel and that all the teams are playing on the same day. That is great also for VOD review potential, because now every single team is playing.
Yep.
After they stream today, you can see what mindset the teams are in. Have they changed their drop locations, at least on Erangel? Have they changed their playstyle? And after that, you can already put yourself in a really good mindset and perspective of the teams and yourself as you enter on day 1, day 2, day 3. Because I wouldn't even call this day 1. I would call this like the pre-phase of the semi-finals in some sense. It's day 1 still.
This is like the tasting menu, Max.
Yeah.
You know, this is kind of like the... You know, it cleanses our palate a bit for what is coming up over the next 3 days, because, you know, all teams are going to have 2 games under our belt, so we're going to have an idea of the overall scores. We'll be able to speculate a lot better, and we'll also be able to kind of just have a bit of an overview. And for the teams, they'll be able to kind of set better goals for themselves coming into the next 3 days.
I can't wait to jump into the action, Imperium. But once again, as I said, we're just going to be restarting it a little bit from the basics. If you guys also did miss the group stage, so I'm going to show the format of how PMCO does indeed work. So we already finished the group stage, I can see on the top left of your screen. 32 teams dropped now to 24. We are now in the phase of the semi-finals, and at the end of these 4 days, we'll be going over to the finals of Europe with the top 16 teams, and top 4 of those teams of the grand finals will be moving towards the European regional finals, which is going to be absolute bonkers, Imperium. I just can't wait to see all these regions, like Europe, well, regions, you know, Germany is part of Europe, but, you know, I'll shut up. Like EU, Germany, CIS, Turkey, having all those teams facing up against each other, having a clash of metas is going to be just so fun to check out. But Imperium, we're slowly jumping on our very first game, which is going to be on, well, every game is going to be on Erangel.
Yeah, coming into Erangel, first game of the day, Group A, Group B. What's also nice is that, and it touches upon what I said about the teams that have performed the best in Erangel, the top 3 performing teams are playing in tonight's game. So Cream got 119 points in 6 games in Erangel, so they performed the best. In second place was Next. They got 99 points in 6 games, and Magic got 89 in 6 games. So the top 3 teams are going up against each other in this first game.
Because let's not forget, we're going to have now, as we have less and less teams every single stage, the action is going to get higher and higher, and the amount of competitive players is going to get even more overwhelming for some of these squads, you know, which can be good for some teams, because I think we did see a fair few amount of mistakes coming out during the group stage, right? But now you know there's going to be less and less mistakes, so you can also, in a sense, speculate and predict what enemy teams are going to do a lot more consistently. So I think that's something that Elevate might be able to excel at, and that's maybe even something that pulled them back a little bit during the group stage. So checking out for Elevate, see if they can finally do a bigger impact in the semi-finals.
Yeah, and I know from talking to them that they know they can do better, but they also have had their fair share of kind of unfortunate, essentially, internet issues. One of their players, Zuku, is, because of the lockdown, he's in an area where the internet isn't the best, and in a normal game it wouldn't be too much an issue, but because the players are using the anti-cheat app as well, that is a little bit heavier on their bandwidth, so that is causing some unfortunate lag issues for Elevate. Look, it still shouldn't be an excuse, but it can be a factor in these games.
Yeah, you know, in these kind of tournaments, you are responsible for your own internet connection and everything that's happening. Maybe it's good to put yourself in fiber. I mean, I'm trying to get fiber at my apartment, but my building is the only one in my city that doesn't have fiber, so I'm very jealous of my neighbors. But anyways, we're jumping on our very first game on good old Erangel. We'll be seeing how this one will be coming on through. First game of the semi-finals in Pure, and his playing path looking pretty good. Zaki will be out of the way, though.
It will be out of the way, but it will give plenty of chance for teams to go where they want to go. Primorsk going to be pushed onto by We Are Vietnamese. And one team that I'm looking out for is GSMC from talking and playing a few games with their player Aim. They are playing, they're going to be using a different strategy for this first game based on information they know from the group stage. And they're going for something high risk, high reward, basically. So look out for GSMC, especially in this first game of the day.
What I'm looking out for that right now is actually going to be Primorsk. You have two teams in this lobby that love to go Primorsk. That's going to be REXPECT and We Are Vietnamese. Team Legend, they used to always like going there, but Team Legend, you know, they have unfortunately not made it through. So we'll be having to wait and see which will be now the king of Primorsk for this one. A lot of teams going to be shifting up north. Hate Gaming, of course, going to go for the only team to rotate in Military Base or Military Circle for the first game of semi-finals. What a way to go.
Hell yeah, boy. What a way to kick off the PMCO semi-finals, baby. Of course, Cream Esports going to split up around Farm for this first Erangel game. PedjaDBoy is going to Milta and Elevate going to Milta Power as per usual. It does mean that it's going to be a little bit hot and heavy potentially on those rotations into Military Base on the east side. And then the teams up in the north that are kind of spread out but still together between Rozhok and Yaznai.
Like, definitely trying to set up a rotation early on Military Base would be so valuable, knowing that not many teams in the entire lobby, even during group stage, there was like maybe 2 teams maximum to drop on that area. So shifting the earlier, the better. And you can even potentially set up some bridge camp as G-Space, or GSMC, who team name works, going to be getting pretty close to 2 members of Next.
This is the strategy I was talking about. GSMC going for take out the top team and push on forward. It's a viable strategy. They know from the group stage that Next like a split drop, so they're going for to look to take out 2 members of Next early on.
Also, GSMC is the only team that got qualified purely because of their kill points. If they got like 2 kills less, they would have not got qualified. So they know the value of kills, and they're going to try their best to get as many as they can. But right now, unfortunately, they're going to be losing Johnny, getting knocked away, going to try and potentially get flushed out by the MSMC. No, the M16, sorry. That was a different. But from the M16 of Johnny. Nice break coming on through of Slobots, hitting the headshot twist. And now they're going to try and close it up on Psycho. Just try and use some utility. That nade will actually not do too much of an impact. He's going to get one. Can he flush it out? No, he does not have the time to do so. And that will be, unfortunately, GSMC losing it early on instantaneously. Next up to already 3 kills. They're the kings of the group stage, and they want to try and already get the kings of the semi-finals.
Okay, so that didn't work out for GSMC.
Oh, you tell me.
Well, here's the thing. They didn't do it quickly enough. Plus, when they're going to go up against Titans, such as Next, nothing against GSMC, you better damn well be prepared to do it right. They didn't do it right. They gave too much space to Next, and it went heavily against them.
Talking about giving space, REXPECT seem like they're giving the space to We Are Vietnamese, not holding down to Primorsk, and I said that rotating early would be a lot better. Even the bridge on the west would be a good position to gatekeep, because you know there's going to have a lot of influence pretty soon there. So I think that REXPECT are moving good, but yeah, I think even they don't know what they want to do right now.
They should automatically be thinking, let's go to Ferry Pier, because they know that MVP normally land there and they're not playing today. So that would be an ideal location for them to go.
It would be very nice. They do split out, get another car that's going to be the buggy taken over by not B2, which I do like, but they seem to go in that global direction of the gatekeeping area on the Western Bridge, so we'll see how REXPECT can make it through. REXPECT, you know, having some good and bad performances throughout the tournament, so I can't wait to see what they can pull off in the semi-finals.
All the while, top killers in the George area with Magic. We know Terra like to land there, but Terra are not playing today. So there's a little bit more space for these teams to kind of loot up and just move around while they set themselves up to have to move down south into the military base.
I mean, basically every team are playing today. When you think about it, they are.
Yeah, but
we'll see the face out for this first game. I was like, wait a minute.
Did I say for today?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Sorry. Who are you? No, okay, that's Kazoo meme. That's Kazoo. Okay, whatever. Okay, Boomer, it's fine. Whatever. I don't care.
So, if you're the teams up in the north, okay, you have two. I always talk about this. You have two strategies, in my opinion, you want to take. You either rotate super early down to either bridge camp or into military island, or you leave it super late. Now, if you go super early, I would actually either super early or super late. I would recommend actually taking a boat and going across the island that way, because there's still going to be quite a few teams who are going to be hanging around the military base / edge of military base area, waiting for teams to rotate in. So getting that boat can actually neglect and take away that potential.
Boats are something that are very undermined in the world of PUBG, and I think that teams should definitely think about their potential a little bit more. REXPECT, they finally found himself a nice compound, only for Watson. He's sending out a scout, just making sure that this area was not taken, because they all know this is going to be an area of big contestment. A lot of teams want to try and overtake it early on, so they went early, sent out a scout, is open, they're going to send the rest of the team to make it through. So very nice and simple rotation from REXPECT. It's very by the book, but it works.
It very much does so indeed. As Cream landed by Farm, now they're making their way in to separate vehicles to the military island. A nice quick rotation. Well, it's not as quick as others, but it's quick enough. And now PEMCO gonna try and catch out Farm.
Oh, he drops down a little bit low. He had time to reload though, so now can maybe take the fight on Kalimos. Kalimos does get the engage and does make it work out. Instantly going to be dropping down for the flush. You want to confirm there's kills ASAP. And Cream, you know, they didn't get first position. It was taken by Next. Maybe the semifinals will be their time to shine a little bit brighter for this stage. But PedjaDBoy's not too far away. Still got to try and be cautious.
That's honestly, that's just lack of understanding and lack of
LAKONOSTRA. That's what you were going to say.
LAKONOSTRA. Lack of common sense from PedjaDBoy. They got to know that Cream land and Farm, they're going to be close to the island. Very much negligent play from them.
Of utility chucked up between Reeves and Wolves of PedjaDBoys. Not going to have too much, unfortunately. Reeves, you know, you're Irish boy, Imperium. I'd like to. Does he have like a really harsh?
God, man. He's Irish God.
Does he have a really hard Irish accent? Have you already talked with him in voice chat?
Yeah, I haven't. I don't know what he sounds like.
Dude, you need to do a podcast. The Irish Gaming Podcast.
Bro, if there's more in the gaming community, yeah, then that'd be cool. That'd be cool. But you know what? I'll hear what he sounds like sometime.
One day that will happen. But a lot of smokes used up early. Hopefully it won't end up being too bad. Oh, did he just pop his wheels? I just popped his wheel. Wolves, nice job. Gonna make it a little bit harder for Reeves to come back over. Marley's gonna be moving in. The cavalry is joining up. But this fight around gas station is not an easy area to go for. At least they got a 2-2 split, which denies any kind of push happening from PedjaDBoys. But now they're finally going to commit for the bridge push, potentially. I think the earlier the better. But phase 1 closes up.
If I was Cream, I'd do one of two things. Either go for the full engage or just get the hell in military island. I don't get why they're hanging around the edge of the circle. I feel like that's the benefit is outweighed by the negative. They're going to lose a position in military island by getting a couple of kills on military base. We've just seen phase 2 pop up. Yeah, okay, not a lot of the teams are in military island. There's plenty of space, and the space these teams should be going, especially REXPECT, go towards the south of military island. That coastal area is so clean to hold on to, because even if it shifts away of phase 3, it's still pretty easy to get into circle from there.
Yeah, because not many teams want to hold the southern side of, not military island, but military base, because it's like playing area, it's like very open, and you can't get defended from every position. So I think they could try and set up shop. As long as they got like 2 to 3 cars, that will be the best way, just to like ensure your rotation will indeed happen. But the real deal, they're going to try and hold the bridge on the west of military island. Try and spray it down. Nice, connects a few bullets on KZS with that DP, but will not get anything extra out of it.
What can I say? Daddy's got you covered when it comes to those fire shots with that DP28.
Okay.
Holding on to the west side of the bridge. Real deal just staying pretty safe. If I were them, I would nearly put 2 over the bridge and 2 kind of on the mainland. It's a bit risky, but I reckon that split push or that split kind of drop would really help them.
I think, yeah, definitely a 2-2 split would be a lot better. Skirp is going to be around the corner. The first Skirp of the semi-finals. Feels good, man. He's going to get joined up by Mr. Trying to get as much intel as they can. There's a lot of teams around them, so they've got to be careful. For them, for example, if they go over to Ferry Pier, a boat could be a viable way to make it through, but they're going to rain it upon Lexa. Can they flush it out? Yes, they can, man. He just got mowed away. It's time to cut grass, my dad says. There you go.
Did Daddy tell you to cut the grass?
Yeah, dude, every time. Like, now I'm the student, like, in my city. Like, I don't have to cut the grass all the time, but it was an actual chore. I hated it. But now, Magic, they're not going to hate taking down through.
Money for it, though?
No, I didn't. No.
Really?
They're like, we have you under my roof. We have you under our roof, and we feed you. So, cut the grass. I was like, okay.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Did Throne just jump into the water? Was their car? I think they did. Oh, be careful. Perfect angle for Sans was the SKS. But they got the rock to call home for now. So, shouldn't get pressured too heavily. And I don't think Magic want to really push over because they'll get shut down too. So, they're safe.
Like, I know I'm not pro, but I really hate the SKS. So, I kind of credit Sans for holding on to it.
Same.
I just think the recoil of the SKS is just too much to get more than kind of 3 successful shots, and so you got to make those shots count in my eyes, at least compared to other guns. But Sans rocking it for now as Magic. They're going to be pinched. There's 2 other teams around them.
I mean, why would take the SKS when you can have like a mini that's got like way more ammo and can just spray absolute hell on the enemy team? I'm not too much of a fan, but still, if you didn't get too lucky, you might not have an insane amount of loot. But the real deal, maybe taking way too long to cross. They did lose Hackshot though, so I guess that sending that member did not work out. So
honestly,
feels bad.
Too many teams are not going over to military.
It's gonna go bad.
Islands. Really, it's. I hate to say it, but that exposes the lack of forward think, not even forward thinking, but in my opinion, strong competitive rotation from some of these teams. Go into military island when it's guaranteed phase 1 military finish.
Yeah, they should. Oh, but there you go. Now it's completely confirmed. So many teams on the Western Bridge. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, even potentially a 5th team. Like, got aim from T-Space, which is still located there. Did not die early on to next, but there you go. Skirp is going to get knocked away by the DP of Daddy. Finally able to connect it. It's just about him time, but only 30 more seconds, and absolute hell is going to be upon these teams. Bujo's like, okay, I'm getting the hell out of here. We can't stay any longer, but he's going to get sprayed upon. Does connect on Bujo. Nice shots coming out from Naya, but they do not confirm a knockdown.
Not yet, not yet. The real deal might be, might just be holding out a little bit for now. Maybe a few smokes are going to be thrown out to give them a little bit of a disengagement space.
There's only 5 seconds. They got to do something about it, and finally, they'll be taking their chances. Another team's going to have to do it. It's Magic. They're going to be taking the cars too. They know they can't wait, especially as phase 3. They're going to take a little bit of extra tick damage, getting there for a long period of time, and getting gatekeep potentially a few seconds down the line is not great. But it seems like they know that taking the bridge is not a viable option, so they might just go for the water. But are they going to chase it down?
Look, honestly, they put them... on these teams that didn't go over to military, especially on the West, they're really not helping themselves.
Yeah, they're definitely not doing a great job with that. They shoot himself in the foot. Bujo makes it out. Gonna get shot at by Hate Gaming. Unfortunately, setting up a bridge camp on this side of the bridge is not great. It's really hard to pull off, but it works absolute wonders for Navi. He's gonna get Master down, trying to flush it out, not quite able to get it, but Sade is gonna have to drop down. Master jumps out too. Will he jump to his death? No, he survives just like 5 HP, and will get normally res back up, but he's claiming so many lives. Navi!
Nice!
Whoa!
But you gotta turn those knocks into kills.
I don't think you can.
Otherwise, you're just delaying. And now Navi with the DB28. He'll look to rotate down. Will it be too much? He does get Syad.
I mean, Navi at this stage, just 2 more, and you got the entire team squad wipeout on Magic. But hey, Gaming now, they've got the information sending already MZ and Neymar downhill, and now they're potentially going to try and pick it up. But you got to be careful. The real deal are on the compound very nearby.
But here's the thing. I'm a little bit surprised that Navi didn't have a teammate by his side for that.
Navi, you absolute legend. He's getting them all down, and the real deal also taking a few shots from their compound. You can see it, so they have to smoke it up. This might be the end of the roam for Magic, and that's only because you rotated so late on that bridge. But AIM coming slowly through the bridge, but one few bullets will be normally enough. He should be done out. GSMC will indeed get confirmed and eliminated in 16th position.
Honestly, that was just really weak from AIM and the whole of GSMC. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Now they'll have to refresh themselves for game 2 all the while. Magic are stuck between a blue zone and a hard place. That hard place being Hate Gaming.
Look at how perfect that circle is for Hate Gaming. They got exactly the position in circle, while Magic is going to be taken down as they lose every single member except for Sade. So now Hate Gaming like, okay, this is not worth it. We got the frags we wanted. Let's get the hell out of here. But next, they got the same idea as Throne and the real deal.
Well, the circle did shift once again down towards the southwest as KZS gets a double knockdown.
Oh, that was spot on, was the nice DP. Unfortunately, they got Shaq. Harbor's going to go for it. KZS, you got to finish what you just started. Can he get it? Oh, he puts them pretty low, and he will be bleeding out to the blue zone. But unfortunately, they do not have time to finish it, though. This is phase 4, so the res might even be hard to pull off after.
It is going to be really hard. All these teams are so close to each other on the northwest side of this circle. Gonna have to try and find a spot all the while for the teams that are kind of down the south, like PedjaDBoy. It's gonna be a little bit of a cleaner entryway to get into the circle, and then locate a position that they can hold on to.
Oh, I saw Harp from Next actually fighting back and giving back the bullets over to KZS, so nice shot from him. We'll have to see if it can go any further. Hate Gaming and REXPECT are going to be sharing this compound across the road, while Elevate going to be going for a 3-1 split. Zuki put extremely low, but will barely make it out alive. Oh no, the real deal. They're going to be rushing on through. They're able to get himself Red X of LAKONOSTRA, but they want to finish their job now. They're going to get out of the car. Iranori like, oh, what am I doing? He does not know what he has to do right now. He's got to get the hell out of this area, as he does do though, while Red X is going to be dying in front of his very eyes.
I really like that aggressiveness from the real deal. Push in, take the spot, and push a team away. It's so clean, and I want to see that from more teams coming into these games, because look at that. LAKONOSTRA just got the hell out of there.
Yep, you're not going to be left alone, just like GSMC a little bit earlier. We already lost 2 teams now. Would be interested to see. Phase 4 did show its face, shifting even more over to the west on Military Island, while Harb will be dying out to the blue zone for Next. So Next is down to their last member, which I believe is Tops on. I'm interested to see where he's currently located on the map.
REXPECT and Hate. They're across the road neighbors. They won't be sharing sugar. They'll just be sharing bullets, and all the while Elevate are close by to the members of REXPECT, so they've got to really cover a lot of angles with teams getting closer around them.
I mean, they've got a compound that's still in circle. They're looking pretty safe. They're hoping that the next phase will be going in their favor. Otherwise, they've got to go uphill, which is not as bad as going downhill, but they'll still have to go on somewhat of a slope, which is never a good thing. Known that already, WAVietnamese set up shop on the west, so they're trying to predict this circle. If it goes against them, though, WAVietnamese are going to be in a world of trouble, so they've got to be very careful of how they pull off their next few minutes.
Also, a team that's going to have it really hard if the circle shifts against them is Cream, because they're kind of in the airfields to the side of the military base, and that's going to be tough if you have to disengage away from it, because it's open field, you got by the side of the road. But if it stays with them, they will be sitting in a much prettier place.
Also, if you weren't looking in the kill feed, Sade died out, and so did the hopes of Magic, again their first chicken dinner on the semi-finals. So they get eliminated in 14th position. Really lost 3 teams, while the real deal is still trying to be as proactive as possible, trying to end this, try and play around the edge of circle, trying to find a better entry spot. But Topson does die out too. That means Next eliminated in 13th position. We already lost 4 teams.
Yeah, we already have lost 4 teams, as PedjaDBoy are going to rotate right past OVN.
Okay, we'll be seeing 25 more seconds before we get to the closing up phase 5. While nice high ground position over for PedjaDBoy might spell out absolute horror for OVN, but here it is, the real deal, trying to go for the crash area of these planes, and they are not looking in a good position, though, as he's fighting back pretty nicely versus Cream. Puts Reeds on his knees, trying to play around it, trying to peek out as well as he possibly can. That nade might be absolute perfect for Marley. Does it do its work? No, it does not. But there you go, they finally shut it down. That's going to be the frag for them.
I told you if the circle went in the favor of Cream, they would have a good spot. It's still tough to hold on to. If they reposition those vehicles away from the airplanes, they'd be able to kind of find more cover. But so far, it's looking good for them on the southeast side of the circle.
Elevate have a great position. The 2-2 split is working out absolute wonders for them. They got to keep an eye out for teams making it down here, especially PedjaDBoys. That might be a team where they can take a few kills away from. But I'm seeing a team in a distance that is actually top killers, and they got to be very careful because they're taking way too long to shift away from there.
Now, final member of Warlords rotating away as WAVietnamese try and catch him out. Not going to be it. He's going to stay inside for now as top killer is going to be knocked out by PedjaDBoy.
We lost already 2 extra teams down now to top 10. I mean, the circle is pretty hard on these teams. Elevate hopefully can secure their first chicken dinner. They got the great position, but oh no, backfire from Team Warlords in the open. Losing his wheel, going to get himself in a V formation next to that rock, but unfortunately to no amount of success as they get taken out in 9th position. Down to top 8 already.
Let's be honest, he survived for way too long in that vehicle. Way too long as PedjaDBoy's going right past OVN. And it's going to be 2 members knocked down. Is that going to be the squad wiped out? Not just yet, as OVN don't want to peak too heavily.
I mean, we knew that we are Vietnamese because of that circle shift away from them. They had to go downhill. We knew that was never going to work out for them. We are... Oh my god, PedjaDBoys, they get taken out also in 7th position. Down at the top 6 since I last started talking. It was 8 teams. And now he's going lower and lower as Pedja did indeed get confirmed by Cream. Oh no, AK-47 getting fought over by Cream and REXPECT. They're going for a third party, but they got to shift on forward. While Hate Gaming have a great Harry Potter tower to go for. They can rain absolute hell upon REXPECT.
Like, REXPECT knew that Elevate were there. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't even go for a bit of a compound breach earlier on before teams got close to them, but now they've gotten into a compound that's a little bit safe. Not B2 is the last man standing. Caster and Jeremy knocked down. Can they hold on?
I think they're going to try their best to do so at least. Hate Gaming, though, Harry Potter Tower is not going to be in the next in phase 6, so they're going to have to move out in the open. This is looking very scary for Hate Gaming, but so many teams are just focused on each other that I think they might have a nice entry point if they still have a little bit of utility to back up that rotation.
And you know who's sitting damn pretty? That's Cream once again on the east side of the circle. OVN are also looking in a not so rough spot because they're not in the cluster of teams on the west side of the circle. They can just rotate down closer to Cream, hopefully not get spotted out.
Cream and Elevate in contestant for this first chicken dinner of the day. We'll see how that can potentially go on through for these 2 squads, while OVN still got a little bit of a dip to work with, but we know that now in the next few seconds the blue zone is closing up on OVN. They're going to have to move over the tip of the hill, and that means they're going to be open to taking damage of all the squads remaining.
Go in separate vehicles, my friends. Go in separate vehicles. Victor first with the US. Will be close to the rock. How is he not getting absolutely bursted off? Because Cream don't want to be too aggressive on the peaking.
I was talking about it. Hate Gaming getting away from the Harry Potter Tower. That was not going to go beautifully for them. As I believe, lost even MZ. That's 2 members getting confirmed and killed away. OVNEsport, even Nova, as the blue zone is doing some work on a few of these squads. Down out to top 5 as Hate Gaming, they get eliminated in 6th position.
They did get 6 kills the last time I checked, so they didn't have a bad game, but I would have thought, well, it's always tough. It's always tough indeed, as WAVietnamese goes down. Zuko with the spray coming out.
Spray coming out from him. Nice car skin too. That was a police car. I actually like that. I would like it very much.
God.
But REXPECT in the open. Oh, those smokes will bind them just enough time. Here it is, Class. Gonna come in with the spray again. Not B2 knocked away once again. And they gotta hold this position. While Cream, they're just looking out and just relaxing while watching the action.
Well, Cream have done absolutely fantastically at peeking, getting information, firing, peeking, balance between not getting caught out and protecting and getting the kills as REXPECT go down. 3 teams left. OVN Elevate. Such a good game for them so far, followed by Cream.
We'll be seeing where phase 7 might just take us, but I love the 2-2 split coming out of Elevate, giving them a lot of map visibility. They can pressure down Cream. They could also pressure down OVNEsport. OVNEsport that yet has had to have a good game on Erangel, so this just might be their very first great game on this map. But now, looking out for phase 7, this is going to be deciding where the teams have to go, because wherever it goes, it's going to mess up a lot of the teams, because look at that open land. So many teams are going to have a hard time to rotate.
There's a little bit of a dip, though, by the side of the road where Cream are, which can't help them, but it's still not easy to hold on to.
Look at that circle where they shift over to Elevate. This is spot on for them. They got the smokes to avoid getting sprayed down. Nice spray, though. Still got the SKS for Kalimos. And here it is. They get Pokers down. They're creating a man advantage for themselves. 4v3 Class trying to strafe as much as he can while he's prone on the ground. But not going to get shot at just yet. But OVN, they're the team that are in the most trouble because they don't have that dip you just talked about.
Yeah, but then on the side of Cream, I would actually go for 2 and 2 splits and 2 people up on the north, keep 2 people down in the dip where they are. But now is Cream going for the kill on the OVN. Frost is left standing, peeking down, holding on, but it's too much.
Man, those Kobe's doing absolute work for Cream. But Cream, will they be able to push? They slowly got that dip, so they're going to try and make it forward. They already got the 2-2 split. They got the split of Class taken out. Class has been knocked out, so that means it's a 2v4 Imperium and Cream. They want to get themselves the very first chicken dinner of the semi-finals. They're finally rushing on through, but they still got that extra dip. While Elevate get out with the car. Zuki wants to try and create 2 points of pressure, and he's going to rush on forward.
It's goodbye, Marty. Goodbye, Marty. They were a little bit forced to that because of the blue zone closing in. Kaylas gets knocked down. Kobe's gonna go throw out. Zuko gets knocked down. Will is the last man standing. Will, what can you do in the final moments?
Oh my god. Will, he asked us on Twitter, I want these guys in Pyramid Maxman to say good things about me. Well, prove us you're worthy of us saying good things about you. Get the 1v4 and we'll give you all the compliments you want.
Oh, Will, he's so cute. He's so cool. Oh, I love Will. Let's pull it out of the bag. Don't play the first day game. It's gonna lose.
He died out to the blue. At least he did nice points out, but look at that kill count for Marley. Boy, what a start in the semi-finals. That absolute beast. Reeves also getting 4 kills for himself. They are absolute shredding the competition in this very, very first game versus this group. What a best way to start off the semi-finals for them. That one game alone, just putting them on such a high standing on day one.
Man, like, Cream scored 1 chicken dinner in the group stage. We're in the semi-final and they've already scored a chicken dinner in the first game. So really, that's a great game for them. It's nice to re-establish themselves because, let's be honest, from the group stage, the teams were reset to 0. So it was kind of blank slate again. And Cream have kind of, set a presence. And then Elevate, bouncing back strongly after a poor group stage performance, to say the least. Got a good position in the early parts of the military base. Rotated in without ease. Held on. Got kills. Really good stuff to see them get that second place.
Second place and 7 kills, Imperium. That is definitely like night and day compared to what they did in the group stage. They did kind of wake up on the last day, Elevate. And if they keep these consistent performances coming on through, they can definitely not even just make it over to the European finals, but also to the global regional finals and make even a big spot on the international stage. So great job from Elevate. And third place will be going over to OVNEsport. Their best performance yet on Erangel.
Yeah, really good stuff from OVN. They kind of kept to themselves on the kind of southwest side of the circle, kept pretty quiet, nothing too heavy, and then they did what they needed to do to get that strong points ending. But at the end of the day, I am a little bit disappointed with this game because we knew for a fact that in phase 1, it was going to be a military base finish. I would have bet my beard being shaved that it was going to be a military base. And the amount of teams that left it way too late to rotate in was really, I'm sorry, but it was poor. It was really poor from a lot of these teams. You kept it too long. Hey, look, going by the coastline of the mainland, nothing wrong with that for maybe the first phase. But realistically, come on, think 3-4 phases ahead. Get a good position inside military base. Hold out. Stay safe. And then you can affect teams rotating in.
I mean, me and Imperium, right, we're nabs at the game. But even us, like 15 seconds into the game, we saw phase 1, like, you got to rotate right now to just set up, gatekeeping situations on the bridges if you want to do that, or just hold a compound, which are going to be super valuable and is going to be absolute stonks in phase 2, 3, 4. Teams didn't do that, and we saw, like, what, phase 2, like, phase 3 already, 4, 6 teams already out. You don't see that happening. We didn't see that in the group stage happen very often, and it definitely should not happen in the semi-finals.
Exactly. Like, I wouldn't have minded if it was half mainland, half military base. That's cool. Stay by the kind of...
It's a gamble.
If you're not sure, it's a gamble, right? But come on. Use your common sense, teams. Get into that military base early on. Sit pretty and look to maybe, take advantage of a couple of teams rotating, and especially phase one, it was so vast among military islands. Yeah, it ended up going to the west, no problem. But come on.
But anyways, there you have it. Congratulations to Cream securing the very first chicken dinner of the semi-finals for European PMCO Spring Split 2020. Myself and Imperium will be going for a very short break. We'll be back in just about 5 to 10 minutes for our second game, which once again will be on Erangel, but this time it will be Group A versus Group C. See you there. And we are back. Thanks so much for waiting. We had a great first game. Congratulations to Cream, securing himself the very first chicken dinner of the semi-finals. We'll be moving into our second game of Group A versus Group C. Imperium, we're back. Let's go.
We are back, baby. But what I love is that we have a slight shift in the group. So, of course, as you know, it's Group A and Group C clashing together. So we rotate Group B out and we bring in Group C. So we're going to involve teams like Red Reserve, Goskilla. You have UDRKILLERS, Dope, and other teams like that. So Terror as well. So it's going to add that extra element. Same map, of course, Erangel. And will we see next bounce back from what was a disappointing game one?
Yeah, unfortunately, a little bit of an F from them. Hopefully they can make it through. This is just the very first game that they had the chance to play. So we do have the standings from this first game just to know which teams are located where. These are not a good representation of the overall standings, basically. Just use this as like a point standing of game one. Just use it as that. Exactly. Don't use it as like, oh, this is how good the teams are. Like OVNEsport, they were never in top 3 throughout the entirety of the group stage, right? I'm pretty sure they're maybe not at this level yet, but they got it pretty good on that very first game. They got 3rd position, a few kills too. So off to a good start. Hopefully they can keep that amount of success coming on through.
And Hey Gaming, now remember in the group stage, they got 2 chicken dinners in a row on their first day of games, and they kind of went downhill from there. Will we see something similar from them in the semi-finals? I hope not. I would like to see them be a bit more consistent. It wasn't the strongest result, but 12.6 placing points and 6 kill points was a really good start for them in this first game of the day. Oh, but I gotta say, Elevate, it's good to see them up at the top, Max. 14 placing points, 7 kill, 21 in total. You know, like, it feels like there's just a bit more balance restored in the world for them.
I mean, definitely, like, even that early game circle shit, like, they were one of the few teams that rotated kind of early, even though it was a little bit late still compared to, like, what we would have expected that game. But it was way earlier than the other teams in that specific game. They got one of the better positions. They didn't have to move away from it because they read the circle properly, and that 2-2 split was great. Unfortunately, they lost 2 members, which, you know, at the end of the day, it comes out to which team is able to hit their shots. There just happened to be Cream, but they play that game absolutely spot on, and Elevate, Cream, feels good to see you back.
It does feel good to see them back near the top. Of Cream, like, the only thing, honestly, the only critique I can say about Cream was towards the end when they were down to the last 3 teams. I know they kind of had to focus on taking down OVN, and yeah, they still in theory did have Elevate pinched because they'd gotten those 2 knockdowns. But I would like to have seen 2 of their players rotate to the north of the circle to really close out and push back. Elevate a little bit more closely. In the end, they ended up going in with the US once they'd gotten rid of OVN. But that's like a really tiny critique, like a tiny critique. At the end of the day, the result speaks for itself, and they got 33 points.
Right, so you wanted them to move up north a little bit?
Just a little bit earlier. And they could have done it on foot, whereas because they'd focus on taking down OVN, they have to do it on the US, but they'd already pinched down Elevate, and they still had Elevate pinched down. So, you know, it's just a tiny critique, or like a really tiny thing. Okay. It was what it was.
I understand. I think it's better for them to keep, like, in the dip. I think gave them just a lot of good coverage, so I think that worked out great for them. But it's a very small, like, thing, and you think we got different ways of playing that. Yeah.
Keep 2 people in the dip, but send 2 people up north on foot.
Yeah, and I get that, But I just think, like, you had a dip, why not use it to your full advantage, at least in my opinion. But there you go, that's a little bit of a critique on the late game stage. Still great job for most of these teams to earn himself a 1st and 2nd position respectively. But now we got a few teams that are coming up in Imperium, and we just talked about it, right? Red Reserve, Terror Esport, 2 huge teams in the group stage. They're going to be coming back already. Mainly Red Reserve, they already got a chicken dinner that was on Erangel. It was in, like, the fields of Yasnai Polyana. I can't wait to see if they can try and get themselves another chicken dinner, because they're a team that has just so much potential. I would count them at about the same level as Elevate in terms of skill, and I would love to see if they can get themselves a win this time around.
Yeah, and the other team that have gotten kind of the 4th highest amount of points in Erangel getting 86 over 6 games in the group stage. That was a really nice kind of return on investment, you could say. And so I'm expecting stronger for them. Down in the lower stages, Goskilla, surprisingly weak on Erangel, only getting 42 points in 6 games. So I would expect a better push for them. And GSMC, will they pull the same strat on next, or will they kind of have learned from what was a poorly executed good idea for them in game 1?
I mean, they definitely can't avoid each other because they're in the same group. So hopefully a lot more respect will be coming out from GSMC, because you should know at this stage, right? Throughout the entirety of the group stage, next is like hot drop in, Gatka. Gatka every single time. GSMC, maybe a little bit of lack of research on that sense, because you're going against one of the best teams in the event of the group stage and you're facing them up early game in the first 30 seconds. That is not going to work out. So hopefully GSMC, more research will come out down the line and find a drop spot that feels and just goes the way of their game style.
Well, I think personally, I think the research and the strategy was viable, but the execution wasn't. And I know that they had mentioned about they talked to me about doing it. AIM had talked to me about pulling off this strategy, and I said it should be the full squad should go full send on the 2 players that land in Gatka, because it's not the whole next squad, they split drop. But they didn't. It was at the end of the day a poorly executed strategy, and I just wonder, will they do it again? If they do it again, will also next be more prepared? Will next send all of their team in Gatka to begin with? That's a nice little variable on the drop spots, at least in this game too.
In this game too, as we are now going to be dropping on Erangel once again. Second game of the day. As you all know, this is going to be the Erangel Fiesta for day 1 of the semi-finals, as we're going to have our nice, sexy, plain skin coming out for this 12th season. And, well, the second birthday. Absolutely loving it. But here we go, moving on forward. Where shall we go? Very focused then, of course, is going to be on the east, but still have a military base in the vicinity. But all the western coastline that teams like to take, like GSMC, REXPECT, WAVietnamese, next, that's not going to be in play this time.
Yeah, and even REXPECT don't even have like Zarki as well that they can go on to, so that's going to be interesting. OVN, are OVN playing actually? My apologies. No, they're not. No, they're not. Either a REXPECT as well, actually. Jesus. Okay, I need to try and get used to this. Different group, different teams. So the drop slots are going to be a little bit different. Of course, Red Reserve going for the usual slip drop around the prison area and the mansion area, and then you have Accelerate going for Lipovka, Hate Gaming going for military base, MVP, then going for most likely a ferry pier drop as they normally go.
Seem like it will be going that way. I'm a little bit scared for Red Reserve, not gonna lie, because you have Team Legend that usually don't drop here. They like to go mainly on the western coastline. This time, because of this bad plane path, at least for them, they're going to go on the eastern plane area with Lipovka and vicinity. So it might get pretty tricky. X-Ray are there too, and this is going to be pretty harsh. But that circle with that plane path, what the absolute hell do you want from us, PUBG?
It's going to be some hard shifts from the teams that are on the east side, and I expect some harsh and some hard rotations as Accelerate engaging on to Goskilla on Lipovka. This is unusual. 2 teams landing in the far eastern area of Erangel.
I mean, I didn't even see Goskilla was there, so that means there's actually 4 to 5 teams on the eastern coastline. And there you go, the nades will be confirming it. Knife from Kapahala. And well, Savage X from Goskilla just going to try and ninja his way out of here. Got that smoke to get a little bit of extra coverage, but Wizzy UMP is going to have to take this one home on his own. With 25 bullets, will it be enough? It shall not be. X0 gets the headshot on the DP and instantly confirms the kill. Goskilla already losing 2 members, and they are split in Lipovka.
Accelerate looking strong. They're looking aggressive. I've also been playing with the boys from Accelerate a bit. Sakura, Reki, Gabahala, and X0. Absolute fantastic guy. Sakura, he doesn't know much English, but by God, what he does know, he expresses it. Absolutely hilarious guy. I love him. He's my king. I call him my king. Can a king come out on top?
I mean, Whitey is definitely not going to come out on top. Unfortunately, shut down by Kapahala. Kapahala off to a great start, and Accelerate, they're not a team that I would have personally called out during the group stage for their aggressiveness, but they showed more aggressiveness in that one move there on Lipovka than they did in most of the group stage. So maybe it would definitely, well, definitely a good step in the right direction for them.
Again, talking to the guys, that was something that Kapahala said to me in the group stage. They did play a lot more passively compared to what they would in, let's say, scrims. And they said they needed to go back to what they were naturally good at, which is being aggressive. And it's paying off at least on this first game of the group stage.
Let's hope they can keep that ball rolling for as long as possible while we see AK-47. Another drop that they don't usually go for. They go for Northern George Pole. Here they have to go for Yaznad because of the playing path. And I think that they're respecting the teams that are already in Yaznad. Like, we don't know how to fight this area too well. We'll just let you guys take it and we'll loot somewhere else.
AK-47 were also a team that they got 7 points in game one, but they didn't feature too much. They kind of got lost.
I didn't even see them,
yeah. They kind of got lost in the shuffle of the teams that got wiped out earlier than we would have expected. I might actually go back to see where they in some way rotated or how they went out in this game one. Before this game two, it's a fresh space, a fresh time for them to find a good spot and get a good result.
They are pretty split though, so hopefully we won't have too much of an issue. They'll go back together when needed, because seeing how things are going, we will potentially have a Gatka finish. So also Gatka finish, you know, there are not too many compounds, so setting up compound breaches early to try and take them under control would be a viable strat and would be similar to what we expected on military base, right?
Yeah, like, look, we've seen this kind of circle time and time again, right down the southwest. It can shift up north towards Everest location. It normally does shift up north. It rarely stays heavily down south around the quarry area. Like, and it's something I was going to point out. It was nice and refreshing to get a clear military base finish in the first game of the day in Erangel. It's unusual. We don't see them too often. But coming into this game too, you know, standard practice coming through. I expect the teams to be rotating effectively. They should be used to this kind of circle, and they should be learning from mistakes made in previous games.
Because as you said, like, we got this circle time and time again during the group stage, so this is definitely where the squads must be the most trained. Oh, okay. Well, Accelerate, they're coming on through. Predator from Team Legend will be dropping down. I mean, Team Legend, they are so split there. That's kind of what you get by being so split at this stage and in the open. So, you know what? Happy days for Accelerate. That's going to be an extra kill for them.
Man, Accelerate 4 kills already. Boy, oh boy. Gotta love this stuff coming out from this Accelerate team. All the while, we are going to see teams on the East Coast rotating a little bit earlier. Top Killers staying on the West Coast, rotating to the West Coast, which is really nice stuff from them. We're also seeing MVP rotate from Ferry Pier down to around the Primorsk area. A nice spot to hold on to. Red Reserve going for a nice early shift towards the central part of the circle.
Gonna find some nice locations to take over in control. Let's go over Top Killers. Top Killers, no last game. Didn't end up doing too good, unfortunately. Well, actually, Top Killers, they were actually not even wait, they were there, right? Yeah, they were in the first game. Where did they position then? Top Killers, they were in 15th position. They got taken out. They were one of the first few teams actually taken out. So very unfortunate for them. Hopefully they have a better shot on their second game. But here you go. Top Killers, they're going to be losing Zart right away. It's been a huge play in the group stage for them. Losing him early is definitely not going to be helping you out. But they fight back properly. Top Killers, they still got Nini coming out around. Going to switch over to the AK. There you have it. But getting shot down once again. Leon, what do you want from me? One-handedly taking care of this fight.
No, he did have his teammate that did get knocked, so it was a two-man MVP team coming in clutch. And now Exor
That's too late.
on
Get
the
out.
buggy. Will revenge be exposed? The revive is coming out. They've got to hear the footsteps from Exor. And I would agree with you, Max. Get the hell out of there.
Yeah, this is definitely not worthy. And now Necron is here to even have the other member coming up from behind. That's going to be Danny. And Exor, just get back in the buggy and get the hell out. They're not even flashing out because it's going to be so easy to shoot down, especially in the buggy. They hear the car moving up. And now he's got to get behind this terrain to be safe. Nice break coming up from Necron, but unfortunately will not connect.
Hello, Darkness, my old friend, nearly from Exor, but he does manage to disengage away just in time. Did lose a wheel. MVP, nice play by them. It wasn't a successful compound breach by Top Killers. But
Ooh.
it's not over yet for XOR, not over yet.
I mean, at a stage, just walking by foot will be a lot faster. And I think that now, because UDRKILLERS, they saw the fight happening first-handedly in that compound, like, well, we're just going to go for the engage. We know he's alone, so why the hell not? Let's go for the engage. Alka and Ulysses got a good, with 2 nice angles. That nade is actually looking pretty damn good. Gets a little bit of work done on Ulysses, but Exor now being prone down. Alka going to go for his very own nade. That looks absolutely perfectly cooked, but unfortunately a little bit too far.
What? Why go for the engage and then disengage like that? Come on, don't do it half-heartedly. Go hard or go home. That's such weak play from UDRKILLERS. I know it's not much, but I don't know, man. I just don't like it. I just don't like it.
I mean, that means that they maybe didn't see the fight happening with Exor top killers, because otherwise they would have had the intel he was alone. They could have easily got that. But at least they're going to go for compound, which that means they are aiming a lot more for the later stage game, which, you know, I can't hate against that. You know, you give up a kill, but you get better compound.
They must have known it was one man.
I think so, yeah.
They must have known.
Oh, well. That's A-OK. We'll be seeing while Joker, another member of Team Legend, gets taken out. Team Legend, they were very close to potentially get kicked down the group stage. They can't afford a few bad games here. They have to do way flipping better, as we got now so many teams already in the center. We had to say that they had to rotate early because you don't have too many compounds.
That's good. That's much better. Why couldn't teams have done that in game 1? I really love to see these teams go close inside the circle, find an area, find the hilltop, find a compound that you can call home. It's the best way to play competitively.
Look at that car skin. Wait, I want to see that sideways. Oh my god, that looks epic. I want to say, I'm so jealous of these guys. Like, why do I have to... I love casting PUBG, right? But I hate looking at the skins that these players have because it makes me very jealous and envious.
You know what? You need to get some of that power bang crate opening look, you know?
$10,000 down the line.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, as the real deal, perch on top of a hill around the quarry area. It's a good spot to hold on to. Quarry is a little bit awkward as a location. You don't want to be... There's only really the north and the south that you can really kind of hold on successfully. Inside Quarry, every other area there's a lot more risks to it.
And also open to taking so much more damage. You know, Hate Gaming, they went early and they went exactly for that northern position that he said was actually going to be really good to hold on to. They get direct line of sight on UDRKILLERS. They can trans-snipe them from a distance, looking pretty good there. But also, just not even aggressiveness, but map awareness on this position is great for Hate Gaming.
Yeah, man, Hate Gaming. Scored 62 points in the 6 Erangel games. It's an average of around 10 points per game. If they can match that in these 2 games today, it'll be a good start for them. They did do it in game 1, scoring 12 points. Following suit, getting central location, Red Reserve. They're going for a bit of a split drop around this circle, which is really nice there. They're playing sensibly, staying relatively out of trouble, and setting themselves up for a fantastic late game should the circle stay in their direction.
I mean, next they definitely want a way better game than what they had last time. You know, they're usually a team that's been doing absolutely outstandingly well. It's just a first game, you know, you can have a bad one every once in a while. That is completely fine. Well, Red Reserve got a nice high ground position. And Red Reserve, yeah. I've been liking their rotations a lot more recently. And the 2-2 split will be coming on through because that's what they usually do. And a position like this, a 2-2 split, would be so good for just getting map information.
Yeah, honestly, Red Reserve circle shifts have improved greatly. It was that last day. Actually, fun little fact, the last day of group stage was Red Reserve's best day as well. So it proves that they can really pull it out of the bag when it's needed more than ever. And that could pay dividends when it comes to the final stages, even the regional finals, should they find themselves needing those strong results.
Certainly had like Red Reserve and Elevate, 2 teams that we've been comparing so much, like showed up on their very last day and just did the performance of an absolute lifetime. And I hope that that's going to be also be able to translate in the semi-finals. Our Slobos next, they're getting involved in a little bit of a fight. There's mainly a battle of knocks over there in the area of Gatka.
Now we do see the next phase showing up. Can we have it up on our feed, please? And it's gone down south. Okay, this is different, Max. Normally you see shifting up north. Quarry is dead center of this phase. That makes for some awkward locations, but there is still some hot spots. Quarry, as I said, the north and south. Plus you have the north high ground above Primorsk is going to be the hot spot for max 2 of these teams.
What I'm loving is that Groza got picked up by Beer, and we know how good Broccoli is on the AK. If you give him the Groza, which is basically an AK on steroids, that could be absolutely insanely huge for Terra. While Terra's still trying to get some map awareness, top Sun from Next is a little bit split. They try and spray him down. But Team Warlords, they're going to be rushing on through. Hopefully not going to get too much encountered. But AK-47, they're going to go for the engage on UDRKILLERS compound. But this is not gate compound to push upon because they got the walls, they got the high ground. And Rana from AK-47 is like, nope, none of this. Getting the hell out of here.
UDRKILLERS, 3 kills so far. Looking pretty good still as a full squad. They are outside the circle on the west side of this map, so they will have to try and find an entry point, all the while AK-47 will run away with their tail between their legs as Dobe go right past the real deal.
Oh, I don't like this. Gonna go straight in this area. The swamps where your boy Shrek lives. But yeah, that is gonna go past. Hate Gaming could apply some pressure, hit a few shots on them, but they do not make anything of value out of it. But Janata getting knocked out. Great Ned for MZ. Will they flush it out? That should be a yes. They're going to make at least one thing work out from the engagement.
Yeah. In the swamp like Shrek. And Janata ended up being like the donkey and goes down.
What?
You know Shrek and Donkey?
Okay.
Yeah? Get it? Okay.
No, I think your joke has layers, Imperium. You've got to peel it off to understand it.
Wow.
That's a Shrek reference. Don't. Absolute boomer. Nice one.
Yeah. Did you know, Max? Your face is like an onion. Every layer makes you cry.
Can we shift away from? I don't like it anymore. But team though, they spawned it was actually 3 members. I just saw that. Okay, well at least they lost nobody, so that's gonna be fine. And we saw that some teams can make some really good impact. There's only 3 members. BSS shot. Will not make too much of an impact there, but still they get map awareness, trying to rotate. They got compound under control. Just take it. Just hold it.
Reserve has shifted very early into the circle as well, find themselves a nice spot. Again, following what they have consistently improved on in these games. Sonic, their IGL, really looking good so far in their first game of the semi-finals. As Team Legend on the edge of the circle, the next phase has shifted towards the southeast. They have the last member of Goskilla in the house.
Pro finish.
Thrown down.
Are we going to have an actual pro finish? This reminds me of PL. Oh my god, takes me back to September 2019. But there you have it, the circle going to have a few teams try and rotate. And now aiming early on for Quo position is going to be so worth it. Absolute stonkers for these teams. While Slobber's going to get knocked away from a distance. UDRKILLERS coming out hot, and KZS, man, that is an absolute beast of a player on that DP.
Man, you gotta say, UDRKILLERS trading blows successfully. Yeah, they lost a player, but they were able to get a kill onto Next. And now TRD on to Accelerate. Sakura gets knocked down. Reki on his own. He gets knocked down on a rotation.
This is unfortunate. X-Ray, try to play aggressive. That's completely fine. But I'm sure that if they stuck together and didn't all stress out and go their separate ways, they could have potentially done something versus the real deals there. So I think that even though you're in a bad position, you should commit as a squad. You have a way better chance of doing a mistake as a team and making it out alive instead of spraying and all doing different things.
Late game always rotate as a full squad. Late game always do it, especially at this stage of the game. Phase 4, it's so important, especially when you're in separate vehicles. And now UDRKILLERS on the south side of this circle. Next to the right of them, AK-47 to the left of them. And there is a nice juicy crate drop in front of them.
Not sure what's in it. Oh, he actually made him move with the nade there.
Yeah.
But, that's a good way to make it. Instead of going to the crate, make it come to you with nades. That's another game strat I did not think about. But AK-47, if they peek over that hilltop, they might have a great angle, not only on UDRKILLERS, but also on Next, trying to take the high ground potential fight versus them. Oh my god, here it is. Go for the engage. He's going to get sprayed upon. He's the last member of Goskilla. He survived the encounter earlier with Accelerate, but unfortunately, no way, Jose. He's going to get eliminated with his team in 14th position.
Talk about 14th position, Max. We still have 13 teams and 40 players alive in phase 4.
Went better than last game.
Pujo goes down as he's doing his best to hold on. Prones behind the dip.
At least he'll be able to focus on IGL at this point in time, while thrown on a southern side with another position said was really valuable for this team to hold on to.
Yep.
They're going to spray it down. Absolute hell on the south of phase 4. G-Space, at least they got 4 members. They don't only have to remain on Psycho.
And what's weird is that they did land near, or they did go initially near around the same quarry area as, not quarry, but Gaka area of
But they split drop.
next, but they kind of split drop, but it did avoid next. And you know what? It's working out as Azzy with them 24 does connect on the Alka. Can it be another one?
He's all got the silencer. This is great to just try and hide your position. That smoke just giving him a nice bit of protection on the back so he doesn't get really third party by the likes of G-Space or Red Reserve. I don't really like it, but Phase 4 about to be closed up Imperium in a matter of seconds. And if he goes towards Quarry, we're going to be having an absolute insane finish because Quarry finishes are always super fun to cast.
But if it shifts up north, damn, Max, that's going to be really rough for the teams down the south side because you can't rotate through Quarry, so you have to go around. So we're going to see a lot of edge of circle shifts.
Yeah, if you have to go on the edge, that might be a little bit tricky for some of the squads. G-Space still looking strong, but it did shift away from these teams. You know, at least it's not focused on the south or on the east, so that means it's potentially north or west. But Quarry is not going to be too much into play, and this is exactly what we talked about. Red Reserve and Throne, they're going to have to be very cautious of how they rotate away from their position.
Red Reserve, rotate quick, rotate fast,
on
but
the
it's
east,
still not going to be easy because you've got Warlords outside the circle. You've got Hate Gaming on top of Quarry. Will Hate Gaming rotate down the hill in the early parts of this Phase 5?
Might be the case, but Terra, they're on one of the angles. Said it was a little bit hard, but so far they are dictating the pace of this end game. Team Dope and sprayed upon by MVP Gaming. MVP, they can still easily walk their way through. They got one of the easiest circle rotations to make this game, and they got so much terrain to play around with, so I'm not being too scared for MVP. That's a long distance.
Yeah, man. Oh, I like it from MVP as G-Space takes down Nazi, and he's left standing. It's 4 against 1. Will revenge be sweet at the hands of G-Space? Or will Nano come in from UDRKILLERS and spoil the fun?
We'll have to see. I saw someone in the kill feed having the new M4 skin, making me jealous once more, but it's fine, it's fine. Terra still trying to rain absolute hell. Andy did some work with the Orc. Thompson, not too sure where he's located on the map yet. I think going for 1-1 split to keep your hopes alive is definitely a pretty smart play from them, but here it is. Throne smoking it up. They're trying their best. I think that's even a bike for Boris. Gonna try and go for the shift.
Oh my god. Andy gets knocked down. We're getting so many players connected. KZN, Bear, missing those shots.
Boris made it to the low section. Oh my god, he might actually make it out alive and able to climb back to the position of Hate Gaming. Hate Gaming still in play. They can rain absolute havoc on the squads in the open area because right now, let's not forget, when high ground is still in play, all the fields next to there is not playable unless you have a compound. That is why Team Dope, they know this is a position they have to take away from AK-47.
That's why I meant to will Hate Gaming rotate down the north side of Quarry, because going down that hill past Phase 5 is going to be even more dangerous as Broccoli. God damn it, you got that job done with the grenade. Takes down next. 10 teams left, 27 players as Red Reserve. They made an aggressive play inside Quarry. Can they pinch Hate Gaming behind the rock? Nice flank from Ked to get the knockdown onto Jaja.
Show them what you can do, Red Reserve. They are going absolute ham upon them. Neymar chucks out the nade, then he gives his position away. Nice pre-fire from Sonic, and that will allow him to get the knockdown. Hate Gaming, I believe, down to 1 or 2 members, and definitely not looking too good. Actually, down to 1 member, 1 got knocked away. Red Reserve, great push on that position, which was not good, not going to be easy to take over.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting. I was expecting to shift north, and I don't think Hate were expecting as well. But gotta say, it was high risk, high reward, and it is indeed high reward for Red Reserve as Navi, the last man standing, gonna go into the swamp. Is he gonna become Shrek, and is he going to punish people, or is he gonna get punished?
Taking a little bit of a dip in the water, you know, trying to avoid getting shut down. But now all the team's going to have to go down the hill. And you see that here you have 2 squads. Mania is going to be MVP Gaming and Team Warlords. They can deny the shutdown from Red Reserve as they're going to go downhill from Quarry. I don't like where this is going to be coming out, but right now you better shift early to not get pressured by the blue zone instead of having to go blue zone down the hill, pressured by the blue zone.
Exactly. I do think some of these teams down the south side of the circle have left it a little bit too late to rotate in to the circle from the blue zone closing in, but Terra holding on. They're still a two-man team. Team Dope looking to get a much better result in this game too.
I don't know why you have Broccoli of Terra Esports can back up. Like, you know it's going to make it even harder for you, so just remain on the lower section of it and you should be a-okay. Well, we see that Team Dope going to lose one. Aegon going to get headshot himself. Thrown so much action coming over the board, but Red Reserve, they decided to go for the car rotation downhill, go a lot faster and swifter in this phase, but Muriel just going to be the backline sniper of his team to also not just give some pressure, but also give them intel and information on other teams' positioning.
I know Agon got knocked, but I gotta say, great kind of split push into the circle by Red Reserve, kind of really getting nicely spaced out. But they are now going to start being pressured by the teams that are already inside the circle. Now Terror rotating down, Team Dope holding on, going to get the revive onto BGD.
Should be happening. Broccoli, unfortunately, will not be able to get close enough. The blue zone is still closing up. That means the BGD, even if he gets res back up, this is going to be phase 6/phase 7 blue zone. The res will not come in through. That was pretty short and doesn't even have time to pull it off. Bazi should be loud to his death. That means Team Dope should be taking 5th position normally if things go as they should. But they're going to try and hold the sent-off circle, trying to move on forward as much as possible. But every team's got an angle to hold on to. And great spray from Ked, going to shut down Broccoli.
Scar, baby. Scar working now as Ked sprays through. I tell you what, he doesn't care what loadout he has. He will punish teams every chance he gets. Muriel. He put out a tweet. His name is pronounced Muriel. He got knocked down, but he did get revived.
And I pronounce Bazzi dead. That's how you say it. He got eliminated by Spectra. Terra still looking good. Was only one member, though. They got a GC mouth killed. But look at that. 8 kills for Red Reserve on this game. Absolutely popping off and showing up to the party. But can they get the chicken dinner to put on top of that? This would be huge for them.
The Warlords stand in their tracks. So the Warlords, they are not in the circle. That's something that they have to try and push through. Plus, the team to the west of them are not inside the circle. Red Reserve are going to stay strong, pushing inside, and they're still a full team.
And also this car carcass has been absolutely insane for them. I love it. Miro trying to go for a split a little bit more on the eastern side, giving some nice backbone pressure if needed. But finally going to see not Team Warlords, but that's going to be MVP Gaming trying their best to rotate through. But the faster they rotate, they're going to get sandwiched up between 2 squads. This is going to be actually Red Reserve and Team Warlords.
And what was great for Red Reserve is they got rid of a potential thorn on their side with Terror taken out in 4th.
Confirm the kill. You need every single one you can. That's 10 kills right now. They're getting a 2-digit bomb in the kill standings. And they're going for more. Danny's going to be securing 1 on Team Warlords. The fight as they try and shift down south is going to be very hard. We did lose the last member, unfortunately, of Terra Esports. They're going to take 4th position.
Muriel getting knocked down onto Militia as MVP tried to rotate to, leaving Phantom and Dala Warlords left standing.
MVP, they're going for the car rotations, looking pretty tricky, but it does give you somewhat of coverage, and that's a great engagement. Oh my god, look at that. Doing so much work, but Team Warlords now, they are still in play compared to MVP Gaming. They get eliminated in 3rd position, and it's the fight of the century, 2v4, and Red Reserve, they are dominating the field. Ked, calm down, calm down.
Oh, Agon gonna get put down to solo and health. Dale goes down to the play zone. So now it's 1 player left standing for Warlords. That's gonna be Phantom. Is he gonna be the Phantom Menace? No, he isn't. Red Reserve, take the chicken dinner. Talk about setting a standard in the semi-finals.
Red Reserve, they struggled a bit at the start of the group stage, but the semi-finals, oh boy, is there semi-finals for sure. Chicken dinner, and also look at that kill count. Absolute stomp in the field. They get themselves a juicy 11 kills and a chicken dinner. That's a total of 31 total. And for their first game of the day, and they're going to play the 3rd and final game of the day, this is definitely, they're setting up their own standard, and I think they can be extremely proud of themselves.
Man, I tell you, really impressed. The early game rotations set themselves up. That rotation from where they were located down the southeast side to the north of Quarry, up behind
That was huge.
Was risky, but it was huge because it paid off and it made sense. And that was honestly a big brain rotation. And Sonic credit where credit is doing the rest of Red Reserve, but MVP getting a good result, kicking things off with 5 kills in 3rd place, and Team Warlords getting 3 kills and 2nd place, in Terror Esports finishing up in 4th.
11th position for next, though, with 6 kills. I mean, they still get a juicy amount of kills. That's looking still good on that point. But still, this is not the next up I remember seeing in the group stage. So I'm just hoping this is like, you know, a bad day. They played already their 2 games for today, so they can now call it off. They are out of commission. They'll be coming out tomorrow. But still, Red Reserve, Team Warlords, MVP Gaming, the teams that played the circle the better. Even, unfortunately, Terra, but they only had 2 members remaining, so that was, of course, going to be really hard on them. But this was way better than game number 1. I gotta say, thank you so much, team and players.
And in fairness, the only team that got... Actually, no, because Warlords didn't exactly do the best in game 1, but the only team that were in the top 5 from game 1 was Warlords. Every other team in the top 5 were from Group C.
Huh. That's an interesting fact.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, even to be honest, yeah, no, because Throne were in 6th, and they got 2 kills. So the only team in the top 5, like I said, Warlords.
Yeah, really happy for Team Warlords. 2nd position and 3 kills. There you have it. That's our 2nd game of the day. And I'll be asking Imperium, put your face cam on so we can see your face, please. We want to see big boy Imperium on the desk with us today. But yeah, there you go. That's our lobby of Group A versus Group C. We'll be facing now towards Group B versus Group C for our last game of the day, as we only have 3 games today. And we got some really interesting potential fights happening between a few of these squads.
Well, you've got the top 3 teams going at each other right now. I know it's only kind of 1 game play the piece for these top 3 teams, but you've got Cream, Elevate, and Red Reserve in the same lobby for this 3rd and final game of the day. 33 points for Cream, 31 for Red Reserve, and this 21 points for Elevate.
Things getting really spicy. Imperium, and it's just day 1 of the semi-finals. I absolutely can't wait to jump into our final game of, you guessed it, Erangel. Not being really original, I know, but that's a-okay. Game number 3 will be coming up in just about 5 to 10 minutes, so please do stick around, get yourself some popcorn, a drink, and get nice and comfy. We'll be back very soon for your final game of the day of Group B versus Group C. And we are back. Thanks so much for waiting. After two first games on Erangel for the semi-finals, after a great start on this stage, we're going to be kicking the third game of the day and the last game of the day, and it's going to be Group B versus Group C. Myself and Imperium will take you through the action.
Oh boy, I do love Erangel. Nice, juicy couple of first games we've had. And the reason why I mentioned in the last game of the only team that were in the top 5 that was from Group A is because the standings overall after 2 games heavily reflects that when you look over that the top 3 teams have only played 1 game. The only team that have played 2 games in anywhere near the top is Warlords, and they're only on 20 points compared to Red Reserve and Cream, who are on 33 and 31 respectively.
Yep, that is the strength of a chicken dinner early on in a tournament. The Cream, you know, Red Reserve, they're setting the bar pretty damn high. Really happy with the boys. Elevate their team, though, you know, they're going to be showing up once again.
Fair.
And they are in 21, so they can still try and overtake potentially Red Reserve, Cream. So we're going to have the top 3 teams in my eye in the European scene that are going to be fighting it out and trying to see which one at the end of these games will be up with one or is their first position under their sleeve. So I'm pretty stoked to see this final game, which is once again going to be Group B versus Group C. So many squads going to be fighting up against each other. There's no Next, there's no GSMC, so hopefully no early game engagement in GATCA.
No, hopefully not. MVP got a fantastic game.
Oh, dude, awesome,
game
yeah.
in game 1, 15 points, much better compared to where they were lying in group stage, and that's kind of within reason all we can compare to, right? We can touch upon how they've been performing, but the teams performed in group stage, they showed us what they had then. There were, of course, there were more elements of surprise in the teams that obviously didn't qualify, because I was talking to the guys from Red Reserve, and they said that is a factor where teams that might not be of the same competitive level, they're a little bit more random, so the teams that they can get a little bit caught out. And MVP, hey, look, they're proving they are not one of those teams to kind of to catch out kind of better teams. They're really lying on top after a fantastic first game for them in the semi-finals.
I'm really happy with their squad, definitely way better than what they were able to pull off in the group stage. So hopefully this is just up and up from here on out, because we saw group stage was even more random than what you had sometimes. So of course that is just going to get higher tier lobby every single time. So a way to predict what teams are going to do a lot more consistently, and we saw teams like Elevate already able to do that on their very first game on that military island. So we'll keep on seeing. We got the lobby almost completely filled up, so game 3 is just going to be upon us. But I gotta say, we shifted from the group stage, now in the semi-finals, so I'm going to say this once again: do not hesitate in the Twitch chat or the YouTube chat to shout out your favorite team, your players, who you're supporting. That can give them just enough of a confidence and boost overall to get themselves in some better positions, get himself some chicken dinners or some great kills. And it means the world to the teams that know that some people support and appreciate them for what they do.
Hell yeah, and a community which I mentioned to some of the guys from the teams, a community that I didn't realize was so big was the Romanian community in PUBG Mobile. Like, they really have a lot of supporters. There's a lot of more players than I expected from Romania, and it's great to see that support being shown on these streams, on social media. I've had people reach out to me like saying, you know, great to see some teams being recognized. Thank you very much for kind of speaking about this team. It's fantastic to see from, like I said, from the Romanian community.
Not even that, like Team Dope, they got so much support. It's absolutely insane coming out from them. But we're slowly loading up into the lobby, so our final game of the day will be coming up. So I want to know, Imperium, speculation wise, no, we're gonna go like a little bit like bullseye on this one, like chicken dinner. There's so many top tier teams here, but if you had to choose one, just one. I like putting you in these situations because I know you don't like choosing Imperium, but I'm forcing you to choose. Choose one.
Bruh.
So it's looking so sad.
You can't make it. You can't make me pick between, like,
I love torturing you, Imperium. I love it. Yes.
Like the Irish God against Red Reserve, who I absolutely love as well. You know what? I'm gonna say Accelerate, because if I can't pick both of them, I'm gonna have to go for an oddball and just pick Accelerate.
Wow. So you pick Accelerate? Well, I didn't even say. Oh, poor Reeves. Wow. Oh no! How dare you? You would have picked Reeves. I would have said another team. How dare you? There's no good answer here.
What about you, Mr. Put me in an awkward situation, asshole person?
I choose
Pikachu?
I choose you. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. No, he's picking.
They've had to choose one specific team that I think has a really good potential of taking a game. So we're specifically talking here of Group B and Group C. I'm going to choose, actually. I'm going to say, I'm going to say OVN. How dare you choose this other team?
Ooh, okay. I like that. I do like that, to be honest. I genuinely like that pick. There's a bit of logic as to why I picked Accelerate, to be perfectly honest. They looked a lot more aggressive in that first game for them. They got 4 kills, and even though they only got 1 placement point, when you compare that against another team that only got 1 placement point, Team Legend, they're automatically 4 points ahead. And yeah, again, it's not the result Accelerate want, but when they're playing more aggressively, that should build up throughout the semi so that the placement points match the aggressiveness, and we should see them get the chicken dinners and the strong 10-point plus results that they need.
The reason why I chose OVN is because they added a little bit of their playstyle. You see normally what they do on Sanhok and Vikendi, which they're really good at, is rotation and taking high ground positioning. And we saw that a little bit on their military base finish. So if they can add a little bit of their Vikendi / Sanhok gameplay to Erangel, that might be exactly what they need to be more consistent on that map. But we've got some really harsh planes every single time, Imperium. And this time it's going to be focused on the southwestern side. Going to go straight down to military base. I mean, Hate Gaming's always got the perfect plane. They always got it.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I would expect to see OVN drop to Primorsk, to be perfectly honest, or they might shift up north and head to Zarki. You're gonna have Cream possibly go to military base, because there is no Hate Gaming. There is that kind of area free. And UDRKILLERS are looking to kind of shift towards the farm region.
Okay, so far not seeing too many surprises. Like, so far it's pretty in the ballpark of what we expected. Gaka's a lot more open now that Next and GSMC are not here. So, if some teams want to try and set up shop there, they can definitely do so. But I'm already seeing a few shots getting taken in Southern Georgetown. That's going to be Terra Esports taking it versus, I believe, LAKONOSTRA. Yeah, that is LAKONOSTRA hidden behind. And this is a great circle for this plane path. Going to be putting so many teams in a favorable position.
Not quite southwest, but the southeast in play more heavily. It could shift up north on phase 2. The river can come into play. And it should be pretty easy for these teams to rotate, to be honest, well across the circle. They've just got to kind of pick between the north or the south side of the river. They got to choose between the dark side and the light side, so to speak.
Oh, I think Reki's chosen roadside as he gets rolling over. I'm not sure what happened over there. We'll have to keep an eye out for it. But that is fine. Hopefully you should get res back up. Magic and Terra fighting in Southern Georgetown, as I did indeed say. They are going to be picking a little bit of an engagement. LAKONOSTRA are there too, but great spray coming out. And they're going to do some quick work. But he's actually not even coming out on Terra, which I thought it was. I thought those were his bullets, but it's actually from LAKONOSTRA, from Hospital, getting involved.
Wow. Okay. So in previous engagements between these two teams, Magic have actually come out on top. Maraud was knocked down.
LAKONOSTRA.
And confirmed. Wow. Leaving just 2 members of Magic left standing.
Damn. I mean, LAKONOSTRA, that is also a pretty big distance, so I'm really happy to see what the boys are able to pull off here. Broccoli normally plays with high ground. I think he's definitely going to try and get to his big story building because that is his main comfort zone. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if he has a weapon to pull off that playstyle. Usually definitely not great on tops of buildings, but OVN, straight out of here. They usually play a lot more like northern side towards Severny. So they're just going to try and take that under control.
Yeah, hey, look, pretty safe. Still has a full squad. Go to Severny, play safe, and then they can rotate down as phase 1 blue zone closes in. As Terra Esports, they look to surround Magic. But you got to say, to confirm from Naiha onto a member of Terra will push Terra back a bit.
Yeah, and Janata got confirmed, so definitely not off to a good start for them. It's still 3v2, happy days, but LAKONOSTRA, you know, if they want, if they got a car spawn in a hospital, they can just roll on through and steal all the frags for themselves.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either.
I think they'll just avoid it. take what they could from that hospital point and just to rotate and then shift as they need to inside the circle. They're well inside it. They can find a nice location. Maybe possibly go to Everest location to catch some teams out as Broccoli with the Molotov. Will it be cook time?
No, it's not cook time. The grill is not set up for Naya just yet. But no, as many are going to be a turn into a battle of, well, I was going to say battle of knocks, but really if Terra get one extra knockdown, they're going to commit hard R on this engage.
Exactly. I didn't, by the way, I didn't want to say barbecue time because I didn't want you to sue me for trademark.
Ah, yeah. You know? I would have been like,
Yeah, exactly. So I was like,
no.
time, so, you know, I didn't want to have Maxman lawyers come at me with a load of baguettes.
Oh, my lawyers are like, they come up with a beret and everything. Like, we don't want to mess with them.
Oh my god, beret, really?
Yeah, dude, they're scary.
You are being sued by my client, Maxman. That was my terrible attempt at French accent.
That's like a mix of Irish and French. Like,
oui. Omelette du fromage?
Oh my god, stop it.
sorry, man. Anyway.
Make it stop. Oh, I like
what
this.
What was surprising?
Spot on. Oh, a little bit undercooked. No, that would have been perfect to get Naya down. They're slowly trying to make it closer.
If it was a steak, it would be fantastic because it'd be undercooked. And it'd be rare, but in a grenade, you got to make sure it's cooked properly.
I think I'm going to add like the not funny, didn't laugh, but like as a command, and every time I just click a button, it plays on stream. I think I'll have to ask the production crew if I could do that. That would be actually really funny.
Yeah, so I did want to quickly mention that Red Reserve dropped the military base. They're the only team to go there, and Elevate went to Novo. So that's kind of really interesting. Will they clash rotating into the circle from the south side?
We'll be interested to keep an eye out for that one. We have Vietnamese. They're rotating a lot faster than when we saw their last performance, so I'm pretty happy to see them already set up camp in an area side of circle. They're a very passive team. They like to play the edge of circle kind of compounds, and they got a compound which is also really good to defend because it's got so much road and field. They're set up for a good phase 2 potentially.
Okay, so Elevate rotating a lot earlier than Red Reserve, going right past Cream through farm. I really like that rotation from Elevate for now, especially with the fact that they're not in one vehicle, which is always a benefit.
Yeah, because usually on their first rotation, right, they always tank the blue for like a few seconds, so really happy to see that coming through. And now they're going to split 2. Instead of going to 3-man car rotation, they're going to go for 2-1. Always nice to see. Wait, is that a 4-man team? Team Legend? No way. I think this is the first time I see Team Legend with 4 members.
Yep, it's a miracle, Batman.
Damn, Animal's here. Where was he all that time? Okay.
Only Animal knows where Animal was.
I'm going to ask this. Was that a reference?
No, it was just.
I thought it was. I was like, I don't get it.
It was attempting to be sounding a little bit philosophical without actually having any meaning. On a side note, the location that they hold on to is a really nice compound if the circle stays shifting in their area.
It can be a good compound, but Cream, they're on Potato Hill. Not sure if they're going to stay there. At least where Marley's going to... No, okay, they're not staying there. I was going to... If they stay on Potato Hill, their compound could get pressured pretty heavily. But I think even Team Legend are just not interested. They're aiming for a better spot because it's always better than these type of compounds in the open.
Looking at the kind of map feed that I have, Elevate's rotation is early, but I don't agree with the direction that they're heading into. Rather than shifting across the coastal line, maybe occupying Roshawk, the side of the river, they're going a lot closer to kind of Gatka area where a lot of teams are already either there or close to. And that is definitely going to possibly put them in a position where they feel a little bit of heat early on.
We'll see that when we get a little bit of view of the map. We should have in a few seconds, hopefully, because we're going to be shifting towards phase 2. X-Ray, pretty close by. Normally not going to be too interested in clashing with Team Legend. Team Legend go maybe towards Flood. And, oh yeah, Team Legend actually going to get with Accelerate first, but they're surrounded. But, oh, why are they not stopping? Well, Team Legend continuing. They could have pressured them from the backside. I think it's a little bit of a lost opportunity.
Maybe a lack of communication, but all the while, Kappa, Hal, and Sakura from behind could catch out Predator, who does get put down and will get knocked down by my King Sakura.
Accelerate. Absolutely night and day in terms of their aggressiveness through a group stage and now semi-finals. That is 2 games where they are going for aggressive positioning, even though that was not too aggressive. It's only 1 kill, but still, they are taking the game in their very own hands. And this is the Accelerate I want to see every game.
Max, definitely. But look at that face who shifted down south. It's a lot more central to the mainland. It means that there's a really high chance, unless the phase 3 shifts up north, that we are going to have a nice mainland finish. What is interesting is that Pachinki is right near the center of that circle.
Oh, finally the fight of Southern George Pole is breaking out. Even though they're still encircled, they should be fine. But there you have it. That's going to be Beard dying out first. Spectre might be the next one to follow suit, trying to get the feet. Say can't quite connect it with that Scarb. He's going to... Oh, that nade.
Oh, no.
Wait, did it miss or not? I'm not even sure if it did or not.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, that's a little bit weird. Here it is. Going for the spray once again. Broccoli, but Terra losing the fight in none other than Southern George Pole. Losing it, especially 2v3. In the compound that they've been playing with for like the past week, and they lost it.
From what I saw, should I say, it was just a really weak engagement from them.
They went 1 by 1.
They paid the price for it. They went in essentially 1 by 1. You did have the other member of Magic directly behind in the other house. He was able to really peek and shoot and get those knocks down onto the members of Terror, and then all fell apart for them. An early bath for Terror after what was a good game 1 for them in the previous game, getting 13 points.
This time they won't get as many. LAKONOSTRA moved away from hospital, but unfortunately losing a wheel, so that means that you're potentially in the open. He's got to jump out. He knows he can't move, otherwise he's going to be slower than if he's walking by foot. Ask, can he get the shutdown? I don't think he's going to be able to get that, but I like this high ground position set up by Elevate so far. A few teams around them, but I'm pretty confident in their capacity of protecting the area.
Yeah, look, as I said, it's risky. I'm not saying that it was going to go against them. It was just something to note based on where they had positioned themselves. Sakura from Accelerate, knocked down.
Elicio, but wait, that was actually very delayed. Okay, that was very delayed. That was really weird, even though he didn't have the shots coming through anymore. But Class did die to the hands of Elicio. Poker's going to try and go for the res. He's got to try and deny the rotation of Pocus, and if he does that, that's going to be 2 knockdowns, and maybe trying to go for the reverse push.
Nah, Smoke's going to be thrown down.
Yeah, they get that. Okay.
Revive will come through. It was a nice little just drop knock from Elicio, and honestly, that's nice because it pushes.
Look behind though.
Elevate back a little bit. It's going to provide that bit of space for LAKONOSTRA to kind of dictate the engagement a little bit better. Should Elevate kind of really stay a bit more passive after that knock.
I mean, even during that fight, we did not see that, but like LAKONOSTRA, they got 2 members moving on the back of Elevate, so things might get pretty spicy. Pretty intrigued to see how that could come on through, but we're going to be panned over to REXPECT. They're already shifted away from the area of Primorse. Not really worth going for there anymore, as it's not going to be in the circle. But they got on the other side of the building, of the road, sorry, is going to be WAVietnamese, which also rotated really quickly.
But they are a little bit more out in the open, spread out a bit. Could they get caught out? Do they know? All of REXPECT are there. It's interesting. It doesn't seem like they know that REXPECT are there.
Huh. No, we'll have to see. I don't think they do. Oh, this is a great circle shift. We're not going to have too much action unfold now, that means. But next circle, that is going to go absolute hell. Team Dope, they have to give up on the mountain. They got to go down ASAP. This is not worth holding on to.
But look at the teams down the south. You do have a lot of teams going through, rotating past Pachinki. They will clash together closer and closer. And it's all kicking off. And look at that, UDRKILLERS onto Sonic. It's going to be him confirmed.
Yeah, he was the scout of his team there. Unfortunately, will not get that done to any kind of success. So he's going to be out for the count. 15 teams still alive. 54 players still up and running around. As Elicio, unfortunately, now still in the open, going to get sprayed upon by, 3 teams that has an angle on him. Might be the end of his days.
Marley, looking for Accelerate. Accelerate. Still has a full squad. Nice pushback. As UDR looking for MVP.
Not able to get done just yet. Sandro, no, I like this 2-2 split actually. Pretty nice coming out from UDRKILLERS. There's not a playstyle that they pull off too much, but actually have the game back together. Okay, I thought it was good for some time, but oh, the clap back from Militia was the Mini 14. Gonna get Alka knocked away, but it's mainly gonna be a battle of knocks because nobody's gonna commit on these kind of open areas and just try and cross through. Otherwise, other teams could get a bit of an engagement on you. So, just the utility of the enemy team is still good.
To be honest, that was just bad movement from Militia. To be perfectly honest, they knew there's a team across the road. You just not exposed.
You mean Alka?
Like that.
Milka got the Militia got the kill.
Alka.
Yeah.
No, sorry, my apologies. Yeah.
How dare you, Militia, get a kill? That was so bad.
sorry. My apologies. But yeah, that was just bad movement by Alka.
It's going to be fine, though. Goskilla with 2 cars in the open. They got to try and find a compound. They got one a little bit further down there. Maybe can try and take it. I mean, no teams are there. But we are Vietnamese holding this spray down, trying to predict a little bit where they might go. But Goskilla, they found a compound to call home. Now they can just chill and relax because in the era of Dakar, as I said, there's not too many compounds and they're very split from each other. So getting them early is really good because they're so hard to breach. You don't want to rotate too late with these kind of circles.
We are going to see Phase 4 pop up soon enough. REXPECT still close by to We Are Vietnamese. 2 teams down the south side of the circle for now. If it stays down south, they're going to be sitting pretty. And there is still that proning member of LAKONOSTRA close by.
I'd like to know how many members of LAKONOSTRA are still alive. I think they've still got a few. I'm not 100% sure that I'm not going to confirm.
Yes.
Is it just Alicio?
No, because there are still the 3 players that were around by Elevate earlier on. So they're going for a bit of a split.
Okay.
Not push, but just a split location for now.
Okay. Well, someone got a few bullets down. Nicely done. Oh, and Orm. This would be great. You still got some high ground available in this game. So getting your hands down on Orm, especially with a times 8 scope, would be really valuable. Would be interesting to know which team between these two would actually get it. Is it going to be REXPECT? Is it going to be We Are Vietnamese? We'll have to see, but I think that We Are REXPECT are not too looking forward to it. They want to try and find a better position in circle, which I understand because, once again, not too many compounds to pick from.
Oh, shot spraying through with the Scar, not connecting all of those with that scope.
They got the orb. Oh.
And that drop will go into favor of We Are Vietnamese. That's going to be some juicy plays potentially for them as Alicio is going to get knocked down by REXPECT. Nice play by them, and now UDRKILLERS rotating past. Phase 4 did shift up north, so away from the teams down south once again. Pachinki is outside of it. Ruins that location that LAKONOSTRA hold on to, looking good.
Gotta try and hold on to it for as long as they can. Nice break control from Caster, but not quite connecting, unfortunately. Hoping that Alicio does not get stolen away from them. They definitely do hope so. UDRKILLERS, this is why you split your cars just to make it through. If they lost one member, they would still not be goners. But REXPECT got a nice mountain and playing very passive on the edge of circle, which is a good representation of their playstyle. But Cream with that utility, still trying to hold on to it, but they can't quite push on LAKONOSTRA, unfortunately.
Oh my. They lost a member early on. Alicio, knockdown will not get revived, but will LAKONOSTRA be able to hold on to this compound away from the teams rotating as Cream and Elevate clash together?
Not going to result in too much happening at this stage, unfortunately. Oh, we're going to be seeing team number 17. That is Goskilla right into the hands of a squad. Not sure which one that was, but they were definitely getting involved. Elevate, get engaged by We Are Vietnamese. Pocus, Will, how might you defend this one? They still got classes just around the corner, not quite in the center of this compound. The utility nades getting chucked upon, and this is working out absolute wonders. Will, that Molotov will cook up GV, but class will get confirmed by the nade of Why So Easy.
Elevate have to hold on to this. From behind, Pocus gets knocked down. As We Are Vietnamese try to hold on.
Oh,
Will is down the stairs. He goes.
Come on, Will. You got to prove us. If you're on the compliments, you got to show us what you can do, mate. He confirms the frag. It's definitely the time to do so. Class, if you can win the fight, this might be a res also coming on through. Does put good amount of pressure on Mike. He's got to try and push it back. Go straight up. He knows he wants to try and res back up. And also, you can use the staircase to your advantage to flush them out one by one. He's jumping out.
Oh, Will,
which I think I like this.
I like this. You blew my mind. They will.
Yes, on the right.
Knockdown. On your right. Does it work out? and the Elevate go down.
Such a close encounter. I really liked it, but unfortunately the reactive play from WAVietnamese was absolutely spot on. Well, MVP Gaming and PedjaDBoy slowly getting close together. Leon, is he going to get the nice high ground position to attack from? He's definitely trying to peek, get that third-person perspective information, but has yet to pull the trigger.
MVP overall, even though Necron is knocked down, they should have a bigger advantage. They have the high ground. They can peek and shoot, but there are teams around them looking in their direction, the likes of OVN and Accelerate.
So they're going to be in the blue. Great spray coming out. That's going to get an initial knockdown once again. Leon is out of commission. The car does even explode, so that means the Naya confirms that kill. We might actually be seeing the end of MVP Gaming as we speak, Imperium. But Herbs and Wolf still trying their best. Herbs going to heal back up, and they're still trying to move out with 30 seconds before this goes absolute south on the east.
Under rotation, Red Reserve did lose a couple of players. They tried to push in the same direction as Accelerate were located, and they did pay the price. It's just Agon that's left standing. As inside runes, which I don't like, OVN hold on to. And there's a couple of teams camping them on the edge, like trying to disengage away from runes. Like I said, mentioned it loads of times, is so difficult, and it might not go towards OVN as they have Magic in front of them.
Yeah, Magic was still only 2 members, but as you said, because it's so hard to shift away, that might just allow Magic to get a few team squad wipeouts along the way. While LAKONOSTRA still popping heads off, especially towards this team of Team Red Reserve. They got some work done, and Ked is out of commission completely.
Yeah, it just didn't work out for them. Tudor gets knocked down by Lisman, a team legend. That's going to be a confirm as a Red X of LAKONOSTRA. They are outside the circle with this shit that does centralize, leaving We Are Vietnamese right in the center of the circle.
OVN trying to move upon. They saw the information on Kapahala that time. Going to try and commit the spray through the smoke, but unfortunately it's going to be a little bit harder. I was about to say a nade is good to secure members away from a smoke, and he's going to get a double just to make sure 100%. Sakuri might actually be right in it. Sakuri is put down to mid-health, but OVN, especially the position of Novaz, this is huge if he keeps on pushing. But there you go. Victor will get the knockdown on Sakuri. Now is your time to push OVN. Don't give them enough time to res up.
Nice one, confirming the kill onto Sakuro. I mentioned it's going to be difficult for OVN to get out of runes, but they're doing a damn good job of it. But the 3-man Accelerate ready to push back.
I love the split of OVN Esports working absolute wonders. Sadly, it was not 2-2 split, but instead it will be a 3-1 split. They still got to focus on Frost, but because they got the high ground position, use it and abuse it. OVN, Novaz is already looking over to another fight. You want to shut down Accelerate to confirm your next future rotation, so I think he's already looking too much in the future.
No, man, because Magic were having trouble against PedjaDBoys. It's not bad by OVN. It might be spreading themselves too thinly as Frost does get knocked down, but Dusk with the grenade onto Kapahala.
I mean, look at that. Well, they even lost Frost of OVN, unfortunately, so that might be a big issue. Novaz, though, is doing some work. This is it. He's back again, joining his team. Frost did get confirmed out, unfortunately, because of that 3-1 split. They can't pull off a compare like Rez. They do get the night team squad wipeout on Accelerate, taken out in 10th position.
Just like that, as the circle does shift away, still in the direction of We Are Vietnamese, who hold on to the north side of the circle. We are going to lose players on this rotation who are outside because it's right out in the open to the south of Ruins.
No compounds in play, Imperium. Still got a car available for Bazzi. I'm pretty sure he does not want to take it. You never know. Just crash it into a tree and use SMV kind of formation to give you more coverage. Could be a viable strat. But as a one-man army, that's going to be really hard to pull off. So really, maybe don't go for that. But REXPECT and Cream slowly getting closer to each other, but right behind them. Red Reserve still have one sneaky member.
Also, REXPECT are still a full squad, Max. They had a great game 1, getting 12 points. If they can follow this game 2 for them with another 10+ point win, that will put them right at the top of the standings. But they've got Cream in front of them, and that's always a difficult task. I
mean, I love that 2-2 split. They're just controlling the circle, stopping as many teams as possible as they can to get it in circle. Not B2 versus Caster. With Caster, sorry. Going to be facing versus Cream. Marley's got the information pretty soon, while Aegon is still trying to snake his way to victory.
Oh, will Aegon be the thorn on the side for REXPECT, or will he punish Cream? Of course, he still has to try and find a way into the circle. Pekko's knocked down. He has to try and get revived. Agon, he's staying safe, trying to take a step by step, and Dusk gets knocked down.
Yeah, that was not going to work out, unfortunately, for Team Legend. Out in 6th position, they tried their best. Well, that means that OVNEsport, they got no teams ready to contest with on the eastern side, except, of course, that's going to be with WAVietnamese. They got 2 members up there. Agon's still trying to push on forward. Phase 6 is about to close up, but I love this circle defense from REXPECT. This is their best late game stage I've seen so far from them, while Red Reserve get eliminated in 5th position, unfortunately.
Agon did a good job trying to hold on as a lone wolf for his team. It was just too much, and REXPECT respond effectively. 4 teams up. REXPECT, OVN, Cream, and we are Vietnamese. Cream, we saw how consistent and good they were in the group stage. Max only getting 1 chicken dinner, but still finishing in 2nd place, only 2 points behind next, and they are definitely following it up with another strong performance in the semifinals.
Oh, not BT taking a little bit of damage. Got to be careful while Novas gets knocked out by Caster. And that's because of their positioning. They get so much information. Cream, they lost Kalimos earlier down to 3 members. PECO was indeed res back up. As they're going to try and nade this one on through. REXPECT don't want to let them push out, but now they got the information. They know it's Cream. They know this is dangerous ground to be upon. So PECO also doing some work. Cream picking so many fights at this stage, but still doing it so well. And get even not B2 knocked away. So Cream really just popping off and creating a huge opening while the circle shifts in their favor, Imperium. They want the double chicken dinner in the semifinals.
Let's go, Cream. Pikachu, but you got OVN behind, looking for Cream as Victor knocks down Marley. So could this be the end of another chicken dinner for Cream, or will they hold on as Wason throws out a smoke, tries to keep his team alive? You still got Jervy left standing as well. Will they be able to get the revive? It's going to be tough, but it could work out, all the while we are Vietnamese holding onto their own on the north side.
Yep, but they're going to have to give up this compound in the next few seconds. Here you go, Blues are going to be closing up these teams, and they get closer and closer. Things are getting serious. OVN, still, I said it, they have been pulling off great performances today on these Erangel games, a map that they're not really too comfortable on, but they are doing an absolute stellar performance so far. While REXPECT, they lost not B2 and Caster earlier down to Wasan and Jervy as they snake it up and trying to get to the position of Cream, but Cream, they are not letting any teams move on their home turf.
I tell you, Cream have gotten a knock into We Are Vietnamese. They've gotten a knock into REXPECT. It's working out, but I wonder, are they spreading themselves too thinly on the south west side of the circle? So far, not so much, as we do lose REXPECT. 3 teams left standing. We Are Vietnamese, OVN, and Cream.
Yep, splitting yourself out at this stage is great. Maybe not when you still have like 2 other teams to face up against. You might want to try and do it when you still have less members remaining. But this is still looking absolute grand. It's a 3v2v2? No, 3v2v2 coming on through. Cream, they definitely have a great position. The circle's still shifting in their favor. They got this little bit of a terrain dip to work with. They try and spread down. Connects a little bit of damage. He gets a hit mark on Novas, but can't follow that one with the knock.
See, here's the thing. They know that there's 2 teams left because they've got knocked into We Are Vietnamese. They've been knocked by OVN, and they know they've got the squad right on to REXPECT. So all the intel, all the information, and the position is in the palm of their hands.
Oh, I like Picker's positioning here. Can give some extra info over to his team, though unfortunately, OVNEsport put down super damn low. Novas and Dirk, not too sure if they can actually, well, Victor, sorry, and Novas, hopefully they can make it through a little bit further, but Novas will get naded. And instantly, Reeves got the knockdown straight after. Victor trying to split out because they got his position away. Cream, they know exactly where they're located, so Victor trying to be a little bit unpredictable on that shift.
Oh my god, We Are Vietnamese trying to hold on. Pico gets a knock on the white so easy.
Oh, Cream just being so good. It's disgusting to see if you're playing against them. They got the first chicken dinner on the day with that military base finish, and now they're going to try and take this one on ruins for themselves. Cream, can they close this one up? Why so easy? Unfortunately, the chances of a res coming through are pretty damn slim. I don't think that Mike is going to take that risk, especially seeing where Pecco is currently positioned, and he's going to try and nade it through. But unfortunately, he will only give his position away to the remaining member of We Are Vietnamese.
Yeah, the chance of getting a revive into why so easy is 2 hopes. No hope and Bob Hope as Victor's left standing for OVN. It's all in the palm of the hands of Cream. Down goes We Are Vietnamese, leaving just Victor of OVN going up against the 3 members of Cream.
I like his position. No, sees Marley for a split second, goes for the spray. Can he connect it? No, Marley! Nice reaction, gets instantly prone down. He has to reload. No way, Jose. And now be Cream secured himself 2 chicken dinners on their 2 single games on the first day of the semi-finals. I mean, this is the performance of an absolute lifetime for these teams.
They say the cream rises to the top, and that is certainly the case. In day 1 of the semi-finals, 2 chicken dinners for Cream. They are really sending a message to the 23 teams below them.
I'm so happy with Cream. There you have it, 2 chicken dinners. Well, I mean, technically you can call it back-to-back because these are their 2 games in a row. Back-to-back chicken dinner in 2 single games for this team. OVN, I said they were a team that I said to look out for because they've been adding their Sanhok and Vikendi game style to Erangel, and it's been working extremely well. Victor, 5 kills, 1 kill for the rest of the team. I am so proud of these guys, and they can go just so far.
Yeah, you had called OVN, and yeah, credit where credit is due, getting a fantastic 2nd place finish. Look, let's be honest, shouldn't be surprised that Cream got 2 chicken dinners in Erangel. When we looked at the group stage, they were the team that got the most amount of points in the group stage, getting 119 in 6 games. That's an average of roughly about 20 points per game, and it's following suit with even a higher average for 2 games of Erangel in the semi-finals.
Oh my god. But there you have it. Elevate, 15th position. A little bit up and down throughout this first day of the semi-finals. Hopefully they'll do a comeback. Still 2 kills for Will, but they got breached really nicely by WAVietnamese. Especially a team like WAVietnamese, a team that has been extremely passive throughout the entirety of the group stage, that plays very slow, that rotates pretty slow, but gets good positioning. And taking it versus a team that's so aggressive, like Elevate, I gotta say, so many teams, like since they left the group stage and now are in the semi-finals, this is a different team. These are different players. I don't recognize them.
Plus another team that I want to compliment is REXPECT. They were lying pretty good, 12 points after their first game, and they've come into their 2nd game after break, getting 4th place with 2 kills, and that's a nice consistent showing for them. It's going to put them in a much stronger position going into the next couple of days of games, and I'm definitely impressed with them.
I am really happy with all these teams just moving up. I'm trying to check out to try and see when the standings will be updated, because do stick around, don't leave just yet. We still got the standings coming up.
They've been updated.
Already updated?
Yeah.
What did he say it was updated? Oh, they have.
No, but I just refreshed on my side.
Okay, perfect.
I have big brains, Max. I have big brains.
Big brains. I love that. Okay, let me try and update the global standings for us.
We go from 24th to...
Wait, you're being too quick, Imperium. It takes me time to reload. I'm being there. Slow but smart boy. There we go. And we start... Yeah, let's start from the top, okay?
You want to go... Sorry, you said to take it slowly, so I was speaking slowly.
You'll rewatch the broadcast, Imperium. You'll see my face. It just... I'm so fed up with you. Oh my god.
Okay, so are we going from the top?
The top. I'm already on the top, Imperium.
Okay.
We're going fast, boy.
3 points for Cream.
Wow.
2 chicken dinners, man. Like, and here's the thing. It's not the highest amount of kills, right? Okay, look, it is. It's 13 kills. It's the highest overall, but like 40 placement points, 13 kills. Normally you do see a slight more balance, but at the end of the day, it is like 38-53 between them and Red Reserve. That's a nice chunky difference, like going into tomorrow's games, never mind the rest of the days.
And also, one thing you guys got to understand is that as higher tier as a lobby goes, the more the higher the gameplay style goes too, the more spread the kills go. Like 13, 11, then it's 3, 7, 4, 3, 2, 7, 5, 5, 5, 11. Like, it gets a lot more spread because it's harder to take fights. And you know, during fights, you're not going against a team that doesn't know what the hell they're doing here. Against teams that like can take 1, 2, 3 members out before dying themselves, and they're not going to go out without a fight. So this is what I was kind of expecting. So even though Cream is a lower amount of kills, it would be low if we're still in the group stage. But in the semi-finals, I'm not too surprised. But Cream, 53 in 2 games. Absolute stellar performance. While I do propose we move on forward to the lowest section of the standings, Imperium. Let's go.
Yeah, of course. Let's have a look at the bottom standings. Of course, we will lose 8 teams after this semi-final. So the teams like Top Killers, Goskilla, Magic, GSMC Esports, Accelerate, Team Legend, LAKONOSTRA, and UDRKILLERS are all looking not so good after day one.
Pretty grim indeed. This is the thing that's a little bit heartbreaking, right? Is like, Accelerate. They woken up. They did the aggressive moves I was expecting them to play. I think Top Killers did some pretty good repositioning a bunch of the time. LAKONOSTRA, they had great fights multiple times too. But unfortunately, as we move on forward, we're going to be losing some teams that you're like, well, they should not be eliminated. They're so good. But unfortunately, it's the survival of the fittest in this tournament. And we're going to be losing some great teams throughout the time.
Here's the thing. That last game, the circle shifts they weren't like harsh, but they were difficult because when it got to that closing end, there was, as you'd mentioned during the game, there was little to no compounds. So the teams that were well inside the circle in the previous phase, that were on either outside or on the edge of the circle, they couldn't move forward because there was nowhere really to go. And that's where it was difficult for a lot of these teams, because we did see there were still 16, 15 teams up until phase 3, phase 4. And so it was less about a bad performance from some of these teams. And even though I'm all for making your own luck, there was some unfortunate circle shifts in the open play of that last game.
Like rotating in the open, like with a circle shift like that, is always going to be really hard. It depends on how good you can use up your utility. A lot of utility was used late game there, which did help out the likes of like OVN with Vietnamese to hold a better position. But at the end, Cream, they got kind of lucky on the circle, but they used that circle perfectly. They split up, especially PECO. Just shut down with Vietnamese one-handedly, taking it 1v2, and also a few members down on, I believe it was OVN. You got a few done there too. So Cream, 2 chicken dinners. I mean, it speaks for itself. So proud of the boys. And that was our last game of the day for day number 1 of the semi-finals of European PMCO. Great first of the day. It's just a little bit of a sneak peek of what's going to be coming on through for the next 3 days, Imperium. And I just can't wait to jump into it.
Yeah, just kind of, one little quick tidbit was, let's not disregard next. Yeah, okay, they only
11 kills.
2 placement points, but 11 kills, max. That's the second highest joint kill so far in these 2 games with Red Reserve. So they're definitely dangerous. So let's not count them out.
Let's not count them out. They're still in the top section of the standings. But anyways, before we do close today's broadcast up, I'm going to go over the schedule for tomorrow's stream, which will be once again live on both Twitch and YouTube. Apparently I had a little bit of an issue on Twitch today, so apologies for that. But here it is. Tomorrow we're going to have 4 games coming your way. Not only Erangel, is going to be Group A versus Group B at 8 PM CET. Starting off with Erangel, then Sanhok. Then we're finally going back to Miramar. It's been so long. It's been like, what, 4 days, 5 days since we had a Miramar game, so can't wait to jump into that. And we'll close up the day with Vikendi. So no double Erangel tomorrow.
Yeah, so for the next 3 days, it is all 4 maps because we had two Erangels today. It's still majority of the games being played on Erangel, so that kind of, teams that look best on Erangel technically will have that advantage. But either way, look, every game needs to be taken as it comes. I am looking forward to seeing Group A and Group B in 4 games, just kind of set to see how they come about and see how they do respond to each team, to their own kind of placement compared to today.
Well, there you have it, boys and girls. Thank you so much for checking out day 1 of the semi-finals, brought to you by myself and Imperium. We were on the Big Boy desk, and we'll see you back tomorrow on the Big Boys desk at 8 PM CET. See you there, and be square. Bye-bye.